Well, following a 5-2 victory in Game 1 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals, the Carolina Thunderbirds now try to do something they haven't done in 2 years. That's sweep a team in the Commissioners Cup playoffs. It's Game 2 of this best-of-3 series here between the number 4 seed Blue Ridge Bobcats and the 1 seed, the Carolina Thunderbirds. Welcome inside the broadcast booth for the first time this evening. Brendan Riley and Josh Keplinger with you. Josh, great to have you back up here. It's been a little bit. Great to see you back up here once again.
Yeah, it feels great coming back up here, man, especially this time of year. It gets the juices going and the blood flowing, man, so there's no better time, and what an opportunity they have tonight.
Well, last night, Carolina, a 5-2 win. They were leading 4-0 just over a minute into the second period. 3 goals in the first period, 2 from Gus Ford, Yuri Pestuka, Roman Kramer, and Peter Banachik all finding the back of the net. Mario Cavalieri saved 38 out of 40 shots last night. Josh, that was a game last night that Carolina really dominated start to finish. They just really took it to this Bobcat side.
Yeah, they needed it, man. They needed to set a tone, and they did just that. They controlled the entire 60 minutes. In the third period, they kind of closed up shop a little early, but no, I mean, it was a really good effort all around, and obviously backstopping 38 out of 40 Cavalieri was tremendous, and they're going to need Boris to follow it up and do the same thing tonight.
Well, it's going to be Boris Babbitt going here in Game 2 this evening for Carolina. But Josh, I want to ask you this. One of the hardest things to do in all of sports is win a playoff game. To close out a series is even tougher. You've been in the Commissioners Cup playoffs before. You've been in playoff hockey before. How tough is it to close a team out?
I mean, it ultimately just comes down to desperation, and who wants it more is really what it comes down to. It's everything from one-on-one battles to just taking your medicine and dumping it in when you have to just keep the play moving and in front of you. But, I mean, this Blue Ridge team is going to be fighting for their life tonight, and those are the hardest ones. The most aggressive animal is a wounded animal, and that's what they have here tonight. And to put a team away, it's the hardest thing to do in sports, like you said.
Well, Carolina, they've struggled against Blue Ridge in their building this year. Blue Ridge actually took the series in Winston-Salem. They won 4-3. So the Thunderbirds, though, here tonight, they have a chance to come away with a series sweep, and especially it'd be a big one, too, to get the same amount of rest time with Columbus and Athens both playing their Game 3 this evening down at the Aikens-Ford Arena. But we're just getting started here on Thunderbirds pregame for Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Carolina 5-2 victory last night. We'll take a look at the highlights when we return. This is Thunderbirds Hockey.
Gwyn Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwyn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwyn Services. One call does it all.
Brandon Rattler and Gus Ford get us started here in Game 1 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals between the number 1 seed Carolina Thunderbirds and the 4 seed the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Close behind the net. Kennedy battling against him, shoves him into the boards, comes out to the point, a shot save with the left pad by Cavalieri. A lot of the early chances here coming for the Bobcats. Here's Roman Kramer, a shot, he scores! On the first shot of the game for Carolina, Roman Kramer puts the Thunderbirds ahead here, 3:04 into the first. On one, it's Reller, saved by Cavalieri. A quick odd-man opportunity for the Bobcats. Brandon Reller, who had 14 in the regular season, denied by Cavalieri. Plays in the near wall, Kramer intercepted, look for a centering feed, it's Ford, he scores! Kramer's pass intended for White. It was knocked out of the slot, and Gus Ford in the perfect spot at the near post, and he beats Hussey. Carolina wins the draw. Gagnon had to get rid of it quickly. It's Kramer. Cross ice. Ford in the slot. He scores! He holds on to it. Spins into the corner. Goes right out near post. Pastuca waits. He scores! There was a little window over the glove of Greg Hussey, and Yuri Pastuca finds it. Salak, Panachik. Down low, Salak in the corner. He surveys, throw it in front, they score! Oh, what a tip from Peter Panachik. He beats Hussey over the shoulder, and with 3:08 remaining in the second, it's 5-1 Thunderbirds. And one, the Carolina Thunderbirds go on the road in Game 1 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. They score 5 out of the first 6 tonight and take down the Blue Ridge Bobcats by a final score of 5-2. Roman Kramer, a goal and 2 assists. Gus Ford, a pair of goals. Zach White, a trio of assists. And Mario Cavalieri, saving 38 out of 40 for his third postseason win in his career. Gives Carolina an opportunity to do something they didn't have a chance to last year, and that's sweep a team here in the Commissioners Cup playoffs.
What are you doing? We got to go.
Dude, what do I do with my dog?
Oh, just take him to the pet barn.
For reasonable prices on grooming, boarding, and dog daycare, choose the Pet Barn, located at 7844 Blues Creek Road in Blues Creek. The Pet Barn, proud partners of the Carolina Thunderbirds.
Get into the swing of things at Tee It Up Indoors. Offering 3 simulators, over 11,000 virtual courses, lessons, club fittings, and a variety of snacks and beverages, Tee It Up Indoors is the place to go and work on your game. Call us at 336-285-7823 or visit our website at teeitupindoors.net.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive, or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on-site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Carolina Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
back here at the Fairgrounds Arena. Close it in on puck drop. Carolina and Blue Ridge here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Brendan Riley with you here on Thunderbirds TV and on WTOB. Taking a look at the matchup here this year. Carolina won the regular season series 8-6. So in total with last night, they went 6-2 up in Whiteville. But how about this? In Winston-Salem, it was a 3-3-1 series. So Blue Ridge came away with 4 victories here at the Fairgrounds Arena, including that 5-1 drubbing of the Thunderbirds back at the end of March. Carolina has struggled against the Bobcats with a few exceptions here at home this year. Remember that game on February 1st, Carolina scored twice in the third period to come from behind and win that one. And so the Thunderbirds now trying to figure things out at home here against this Bobcats side here in Game 2 this evening. Last night for the Bobcats, Dennis Radchenko and Justin Daly found the back of the net. Philip Levac and Danny Martin assisted on both of the goals. Radchenko has 2 goals in 2 playoff games here this year. While Justin Daly, he gets a playoff goal as well. He's got points in each of his first 2 playoff games. Danny Martin gets the assist. He did not have an assist with Carolina back in the 22-23 season, but he has a goal and an assist across the first 2 games here in the Commissioners Cup playoffs. For the Thunderbirds now, they're going to have to try to figure things out. It's going to be Greg Hussey again here in net for the Blue Ridge Bobcats tonight. Last night, he had a tough night, saved 21 out of 26 shots in the 5-2 victory. Connor Green came in the third period. At the start of the third, saved 5 out of 5, but Hussey was yanked last night. Hussey in his playoff career, 4-3-1 with a 3.14 goals against average and a .910 save percentage. Before last night, all of his playoff games came with the Thunderbirds back in the 22-23 Commissioners Cup playoffs. So the Thunderbirds now, they will look to try to be able to take down these Blue Ridge Bobcats for the second night in a row and pick up a sweep and move on to the Commissioners Cup semifinals, where the winner of this series will see the winner of Athens and Columbus there in that Game 3. That Game 3 already underway there from the Aikens Ford Arena. And Athens already a 1-0 lead over the Columbus River Dragons. Orca Weisblatt getting the scoring started there for Athens. We'll take a look at the Carolina Thunderbirds coming up on the other side of this timeout. This is Thunderbirds Hockey.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
Cupcakes is once again a proud sponsor of the 24-25 Carolina Thunderbirds. And just like the Birds, they are a true fan favorite. Weddings, events, corporate, and more. Ava's Cupcakes help you score and score. When the Birds are playing either home or away, stop by Ava's and make your day. Win or lose, you'll cheer the same. Ava's treats will sweeten every game.
The Fairgrounds Arena, Carolina and Blue Ridge here for Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Brendan Riley with you here as we continue on Thunderbirds pregame. It's time to take a look at the Carolina Thunderbirds here tonight. Carolina went 25-3 here at home this season, 21-6-1 on the road, 27-11-4 against playoff teams here this year, 8-6 mark against this Blue Ridge Bobcats. I have more wins on the road than at home this season for the Thunderbirds. Last time they were home was 2 weekends ago against Port Huron in that slugfest of a weekend. Carolina came away with 2 victories, 6 points on the evening. The Thunderbirds now will look to try to improve on their playoff record here in their franchise's history. 18-14 all-time in the playoffs are the Carolina Thunderbirds. 11-5 here at home, 7-9 on the road, and 8-3 in overtime games. They've won all 3 of their quarterfinal series in their franchise history. They're trying to reach their 4th Commissioners Cup Finals here in 2025. In Game 2s in the Thunderbirds franchise history, Carolina 8-2-1. They won 2 Game 2s last year after dropping each of the all 3 Game 1s last year across the 3 series. Carolina coming from behind and winning against Port Huron and Columbus before eventually falling in the Commissioners Cup Finals. But for the Thunderbirds, Game 2s have been good to them, and they're going to see more of that here tonight. Carolina has not won a Game 1 since all the way back in Game 1 against Danbury in the 2022-23 Commissioners Cup Finals. Last night, their first Game 1 victory on the road since the quarterfinals that year up at McMorran Arena in Port Huron, Michigan. So Carolina able to take away a Game 1 victory last night. They go for Game 2 here this evening as we get set to take a look at the lines here tonight for head coach Steve Harrison. The lines this evening are going to be Roman Kramer, Gus Ford, Zach White, Jan Salak, Peter Bonadchik, Yuri Pastuka, John Batista, Nate Keeley, Jacob Schnapp, Dawson Baker, the bottom 4 forwards there. They'll rotate throughout the evening. Oliver Baudouin is out this evening. Gordon Whalen makes his return. Was placed on the 30-day IR towards the end of March. He'll play in his first game tonight since March 15th against Binghamton. As Whalen, he rejoins Joe Kennedy there in one of the pairings, Clay Keeley and Lane King, James Farmer and Jordan Gagnon. Last night, Mario Cavalieri saved 38 out of 40 shots. Tonight, though, Boris Babbick's going to get the nod in net this evening. Babbick, 18-3-2 in the regular season at 2.12 goals against and a .930 save percentage. The .930 best in the league, the 212 second best in the league with 3 shutouts for the Slovakia native Boris Babbick, who's won each of his last 6 appearances to finish off the regular season, including 33 saves on 37 shots last Saturday in Monroe. That's a look at the Carolina Thunderbirds here this evening. How's head coach Steve Harrison feeling? You'll hear from him coming up on the other side of this timeout. This is Thunderbirds Hockey.
Looking to exceed your real estate expectations? Meet Jennifer Sapp, passionate about real estate. Jennifer works with all clients because regardless of property value, every transaction is important to you, and that matters to her. She's been a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds, supporting the community she loves. A consistent top producer, she's been helping people buy and renovate homes into their dream spaces. Call 336-782-3148 or visit jennifersapp.allentate.com. For over 85 years, Mustin and Crutchfield has been more than just a local market. We've been a proud part of North Carolina's heritage. When our founders started in 1938, they sourced meats from local farmers and groceries from small companies. Finding a way to stay competitive in this market has been a challenge through the years. Luckily, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, and now we have close to 50 local vendors that we feature. We're proud to partner with the Carolina Thunderbirds as a local sponsor, celebrating community values both on and off the ice. Mustin and Crutchfield, your hometown local grocer.
Gwyn Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, Integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwyn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwyn Services. One call does it all.
We're back here on Thunderbirds Pregame, getting you ready for Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals between the Thunderbirds and the Bobcats. Brennan Riley being joined by the head coach, Steve Harrison. Coach, your side takes Game 1 last night in convincing fashion, 5-2. Against a team that you guys had battles with all season long. It seemed like last night your guys came out with a little bit more energy, a little bit more jam, and resulted with 3 first-period goals. What did you see from the guys early on?
Well, I like the way we responded. I think we eased into the game, and we just got better and better in the first period. And I really liked our first period there. We did a lot of good things. We didn't give them much. We held the line well, and when we had our opportunities, the one line there had a great first period. And but I thought all 3 lines pushed the puck really hard last night, and so we gave them a little different flavor than nobody's seen this 10 forwards I have right now. So it's a little different flavor. And as I said, I like the way we responded. And as I said, when those guys get those chances, especially early on, they're going to put them home.
That first line all had multi-point nights. You had Gus a couple of goals, Roman a goal and 2 assists. Zach White had 3 assists. How good are they when that line's clicking?
Well, when they're skating and they're moving the puck and playing the way they can play, they're really good. As I said, I liked all 3 lines. Like, even the other guys gave us some chances to score, and they ended up scoring. But that one line there, when they want to play together and move the puck the way they can move and skate, and when they do get an opportunity, shoot the puck, they're pretty dynamic when they want to do it that way. So, as I said, I really like the way we played offensively last night.
Well, that second line last night, you had Peter who found the back of the net. You had Yuri who found the back of the net. They were quiet in last year's postseason. How big are they going to be to the success of this team this postseason?
Well, they're going to be huge. I mean, if you look around the NHL and stuff like that, it's always that second and third line scoring that takes you over the hump, and so we're going to need that going down the stretch. And that line last year, I mean, injuries and different things, and we won't get into that. But this year they're healthy. I like the way they're playing. They got a lot of jump, and as I said last night, they got rewarded.
Mario Cavalieri had a good night last night. Had only 2 goals on 40 shots. A very, very good night for him. What do you see from him between the pipes?
Oh, he was great last night. He made the saves when he had to, and as I said, nothing surprises me. Like, as I said, that's what we expect out of him, and it wasn't a surprise. I just thought he played a solid game.
Last night, you guys beat them 5-2. Tonight, they're playing for their lives. It's back here at home for you guys. What are you expecting from Blue Ridge?
Well, they're going to be coming. I mean, a little like last night. I thought they were going to come last night, and I think we took them a little bit by storm by the way we played. So we're going to have to come out and play the same way, like as I said. But they're going to be loosey goosey tonight. They got nothing to lose, and when you play like that and you're desperate, as I said, they'll be coming and they're giving everything they have. They got a lot of pride in that room, and as I said, they'll be coming hard at us.
What were you guys doing last night that made it so tough on them?
Well, I just think our puck possession and keeping the puck low, and we didn't give them. We held the line very well in our zone, and we just didn't give them a lot. And I know they had some shots last night, but a lot other than the third period. As I said, the first 2 periods, I thought we were really, really strong defensively. So we didn't give up a whole lot. So as I said, and when we did get our opportunities, we scored, and that takes the air out of the bubble there pretty fast. When you're working your tail off, and next thing you know, they score a goal. So that's what we have to do again tonight.
What's the message before puck drop this evening?
Well, if you're not ready, it's going to be a long night for us, and we have to regroup. We have to refocus. We have to regroup. It was a hot night last night. I hope everybody got their a lot of water and a lot of good food and some rest here tonight, because it's going to be a battle. And if we're not ready for a 60-minute battle, even like last night, it was a 5-2 hockey game, and I said, that's playoff hockey. Like, even at 5-2 at the end of the game last night, you could still feel the tension in the air, and so that's what it's like in playoffs. Even if you win 10-1, there's still tension in the air, and last night and it was like that, and tonight it's going to be the same way. So we've got to be ready for a full 60.
How good will it be to be at home for tonight?
Well, I'm excited. It's always great to play here in front of the fans, and hopefully we have a huge crowd, and I know there's other things going on, but hopefully we're here, and I know our fans will give us that extra boost that we need, and I think the players are going to respond.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Congrats on the Game 1 victory. Best of luck to you here tonight.
Thanks very much.
That's the head coach, Steve Harris. We got starters on the other side of this timeout. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Whitey, what are you doing? We got to go.
Dude, what do I do with my dog?
Oh, just take him to the pet barn.
For reasonable prices on grooming, boarding, and dog daycare, choose the Pet Barn, located at 7844 Blues Creek Road in Blues Creek. The Pet Barn, proud partners of the Carolina Thunderbirds.
Get into the swing of things at Tee It Up Indoors. Offering 3 simulators, over 11,000 virtual courses, lessons, club fittings, and a variety of snacks and beverages, Tee It Up Indoors is the place to go and work on your game. Call us at 336-285-7823 or visit our website at teeitupindoors.net.
Back here at the Fairgrounds Arena, Carolina and Blue Ridge for Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Your starters this evening: Greg Hussey gets the nod in net, Dennis Radchenko and Patrick Colgan, the defensemen, Jacob Wolf, Daniel Martin, and Nicholas McHugh are the forwards for Wojtek Zemlika. Boris Babick between the pipes for the Thunderbirds, Joe Kennedy and Gordon Whalen get the start on defense. Zach White, Gus Ford, Roman Kramer are the forwards. National Anthem and puck drop for Game 2 is next. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Carolina Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Back here in Winston-Salem, closing in on puck drop, the Thunderbirds in... Score unanswered for Carolina!
I love it here, the fans are amazing.
Joe Kennedy makes this play, man.
Here's White on the forehand, scores! Locked off of the draw in the slot, save, rebound, tapped home! home by Pastuca. The hat trick for Gus Ford makes it 4-1 Thunderbirds. Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals between the Carolina Thunderbirds and the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Carolina taking Game 1. And it's time for our pregame ceremonies.
Technologies offers a comprehensive suite of industrial automation, integration, and motor control services. Visit Greatwood Technologies at greatwood.com. The Thunderbirds fans, we so much recognize tonight's special service member, Jody Stewart. United States Air Force. This time he spent in Greece and Japan. As part of his service, Ted Sergeant Stewart was assigned to the United States Air Force School of Aerospace Medicine at Brooks Air Force Base in San Antonio, being involved in Air Force performance enhancement projects. The Carolina Thunderbirds thank you for your service. We ask you to remain safe and remove your caps for tonight's performance of the national anthem, brought to you by the American Element Company, performed tonight by Eric Davidson.
Oh, say, can you see the dawn's early light? What so proudly we had the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes hidden bright stars through
this evening here in Winston-Salem as we are set for game number 2 of this best-of-3 series in the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. We take a look at the bracket here in the Commissioners Cup playoffs. Carolina 1-0 lead over Blue Ridge. Athens and Columbus have already dropped the puck on game 3 there. Athens currently a 1-0 lead late stage in the first. Binghamton a 1-0 lead. Game 2 already underway there. And Port Huron taking game 1 at home over at Danbury. But now we're set and ready to go here for the start of period number 1, which is brought to you by First Bank. Brendan Riley and Josh Keplinger with you. Josh, Boris Babbitt, Greg Hussey, 2 of your former teammates back in that 22-23 playoffs. What are you expecting out of Boris Babbitt, who gets the nod tonight?
Yeah, the netminders are going to be tasked with keeping their team in this game as long as possible. They have to come up big. They have to make big-time saves during big-time moments in the game. It's all about timing with your big saves. So look to see these goalies get off to a hot start, try to steal their team one here.
It'll be Danny Martin and Gus Ford to get game 2 going here in Winston-Salem. Carolina 1-0 series lead, and we're underway here in game 2 of this best of 3 here between the number 4 seed Blue Ridge Bobcats and the 1 seed Carolina Thunderbirds. Roman Kramer, a shot deflected off the leg of Radchenko and just skated past the far post of Greg Hussey, who last night saved 21 out of 26 shots. He was hooked after the second period. A quick shot from Nicholas McHughes, blocked away by Boris Babic, who gets an early save here just 30 seconds in. Roman Kramer will rattle this one around. He opened the scoring last night, 3:06 into the first period. Carolina 3 goals in the first period last night on the way to a 5-2 victory. Nearly too many men. Yuri Pastuka got his stick snapped in half. No hand up from either of the referees, Kenny Moniz or Jesse Burns here this evening, as now the big Brandon Reller makes his way to center ice. Threw it into the legs of Clay Keeley. Lane King comes over to help out the former Commissioner Cup champion with the Watertown Wolves back in the 21-22 season. Jan Solak, he goes to Lane King. Snapped it off of the blade of Peter Banachik, and it comes all the way back to Clay Keeley. This is really an X-factor line for Carolina. Last night, the Czech line had 5 points combined. Last postseason in 9 games, they had a combined 12. Jan Solak with a good hit at center ice on Carson Andrioli as Jordan Gagnon survey. Snapped it to Nate Keeley. An assist last night for him. He has it on the forehand. Throw it in on Hussey. They score! Hussey wasn't ready for it. Left some space at the far post. And Nate Keeley puts Carolina ahead 1-0, 94 seconds in.
Cheeky from Nate Keeley, Brendan. What a crafty little play. Uses his speed to drive this puck down the wall and just catches Hussey kind of cheating off his near post there and keeps one on the ice and banks it home. And Carolina needs to do a better job after they take this momentum early. They got to do a better job at sustaining it.
First playoff goal in his career for Nate Keeley. And the Thunderbirds have a 1-0 lead here in Game 2 of this best-of-3. Thunderbirds leading the series 1-0. Bobcats will bring it into their attacking zone. Nate Keeley beats Michael Mercurio to the puck. Dawson Baker fed a backhand to Schnapp he couldn't hang on to. And eventually Farmer knocks it out. Schnapp looking for at his skates. Justin Daly, he picks it up. He scored last night for the Bobcats. He's got points in each of their first 2 playoff games. Philip Levac drilled the side of Farmer, who delivers a big blow on Daly in the near corner. Thunderbirds trying to clear the zone. They can't. McHugh goes into the corner against Farmer, delivers a blow. Daly feeds a backhand. White will just flip it out to the neutral zone. Farmer with a couple of crunches there in the defensive zone here early on. Carolina trying to show its physicality. Just over 2.5 minutes in. 1-0 lead for the Thunderbirds. Nate Keeley finding the back of the net to give the Thunderbirds a 1-0 lead. Joe Kennedy will push this one into the attacking zone. Dennis Radchenko fires it over far side. A misplay. It's snapped near side by White. Intended target was Ford. He'll cycle it around behind the cage. Kramer trying to pick it up at the goal line before Dennis Radchenko. He waits to see what White does. Ford closing, got around him, and tries to get out of the zone. Dennis Radchenko had 1 goal in the regular season. He had a goal on Tuesday in the wild card game, and he had a goal last night. Here's Brandon Reller. He was frustrated most of the evening last night. Reller had points in each of his last 7 games going back to the regular season, was held pointless a night ago. He has it at the goal line. Got the puck between the legs of Kennedy. Reller still has it on the backhand at the far dot. Fires it in, out in front. A shot from Stuckless. Saved by Babbitt. And he covers. 0:16:26 remaining in the first.
That's a big sequence for Babick there. Puck around him, in front of him, kind of near his crease with traffic. Great job by Blue Ridge there to kind of generate something out of nothing around Babbick's crease. And Babick up to the task, coming out, challenging, using his big frame.
Boris Babbick's last loss in regulation came against this Bobcats side all the way back on January 17th. Thunderbirds take the draw in the defensive zone. Lane King got rid of it. Yuri Pastuka snaps it to the tape of Jan Solak. Across the blue line, Solak had his pocket pick. A big hit by Clay Keeley on Reller behind the play. King will take it behind the cage. As Keeley, him and Nate only listed at 5'11", Will they play a much bigger brand of hockey as that one comes about 12 rows up? So the face-off will come at center ice. Thunderbirds went 35-3-2 in the regular season when they scored first. 1-0 here in these playoffs after last night's 5-2 victory. Batita chips this one in. It's Matt Ernst, who did not play last night. Fires it up the near wall. Batita cut it off at the half. John Batita fires it out to the point. Farmer lofts one that ends up in the protective netting with 15:36 remaining here in this first period. Nate Keeley from James Farmer and Jacob Schnapp. 1:34 into the first period. You have the Thunderbirds ahead 1-0 here. A win tonight, they move on to the Commissioners Cup semifinals. A loss, we have a Game 3 tomorrow at 6:05 on Easter Sunday. Nate Keeley fires it into the slot. It's picked up by Dennis Radchenko and dumped in. Gagnon finishes off his hit at the far wall. Danny Martin slides in the point. Colgan sent one wide. Babick was screened in front. He never saw that one. Luckily, it only had eyes for the end boards. Nate Keeley. A good check on McHugh. Gagnon, a feed to Keeley. All the way to the neutral zone for Batita. Batita up the far side. Waiting. His shot off of the leg of Patrick Colgan evaded a hit from him. Radchenko got it to Colgan. Cross ice. Danny Martin, quick 3-on-2 here for the Bobcats. Here's McHugh, centered, and a tap went wide from Alon Bresko. And the Thunderbirds now look to break out with Gus Ford. 2 goals for Ford last night. Now up to 19 in his playoff career. Bobcats right back in. Martin, a shot blocked by Whalen. Rebound blockered away. There are 14:39 remaining in the first. Boris Babick, a big save there to keep it there. We run into a timeout. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
Back here at the Fairgrounds Arena, Carolina with a 1-0 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Brendan Riley and Josh Keblinger with you. Carolina in Game 2s in their franchise history are 8-2-1, including 2 last year. Josh, you were a part of those. Game 2 against Port Huron, the Game 2 victory in overtime against Columbus. Brendan Reller off the draw, snapped a shot wide. Daniel Klenecki fired it to Stuckless, who will split the defense. But Josh, Game 2s, they've gone the Thunderbirds' way pretty well in the franchise history.
Yeah, it's a swing game, man. It's like so much pressure is on that game, and I feel like we always kind of relish that opportunity. Game 2s are so big, they could turn the tide and the momentum if you're down, and they could close the team out.
Here's Kramer off of a turnover. That one's saved by Hussey. Got him high. Kramer gets his own rebound, goes below the goal line to Zach White. Looked for a centering feed for Ford. It was tipped back out to Gordon Whalen. He's playing in his first game since March 15th. That was in Binghamton, and Kennedy throws it into the Thunderbirds bench. He'll bring a defensive zone draw here with 13:56 remaining in period number 1.
Yeah, Whalen getting inserted here late to start the playoffs. That's a big ask and a big responsibility for 23 in black tonight. But I mean, the guys love him as a teammate and as a person, and he's exceptional in the locker room. Being his former teammate, I know how good of a guy he is, and he's willing to do anything for his teammates, so I'm sure the boys are fired up for him.
Whalen in for Oliver Baudouin this evening. Clay Keeley delivers an elbow on Lane King, and Vlasov picks it up for the Bobcats. He tried to go out to the point. Ernst had trouble with it. Pastuka trying to find out his skates. They're onside. It's King. Look for Salaks, knocked up in the air and swatted away by Ernst. Peter Banachik will cycle it back around. Well, the Bobcats will look to settle things down here. 13.5 to go in the first period. Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Carolina winning last night 5-2 up in Whitville. Vlasov leaves it. Michael Mercurio pressuring Clay Keeley. Thunderbirds able to clear the zone before Vlasov recollected for a second. It's Mercurio, and the Bobcats are offside. Nate Keeley's goal, 94 seconds in. Only score we had so far. Greg Hussey has been shaky here to start his playoffs. He did not play on Tuesday. He was dealing with a lower body strain. He was a game-time decision last night. He was ready to go. Thunderbirds scored 5 against him. Nicholas McHugh and Jacob Schnapp. More McHugh than anything, just going back and forth. That's going to have Danny Martin tossed down. Brings in Jacob Wolf against Nate Keeley, who wins the draw for the Thunderbirds. Here's James Farmer. He had a plus 38 in the regular season. That was tied for 4th best in the FPHL with Carter Shinkaruk. A big shoulder by Nate Keeley behind the net. Dawson Baker able to pick it up. Tried to send a return feed. Patrick Colgan tied him up, and it's banked off the glass. This one will travel all the way down for an icing. There are 12:51 remaining in the first.
Yeah, really good forecheck by this third line. Coach Harrison's deploying tonight. Schnapp, Baker, Keeley, or some kind of form of them, including Butita. So look for them to kind of be the energy line. These are going to be guys that are going to be forechecking and flying all over the ice and trying to cause a bunch of havoc.
Faceoff comes to the left of Greg Hussey. Bobcats off of the draw, looking to clear the zone. McHugh will let this one pinball out to the neutral zone. Jordan Gagnon flips it in the direction of Farmer. Skated past him. McHugh's onside, up the near side. Look for a centering feed. Gagnon went sprawling down to the ice, got it with his stick, and it caroms into the mesh. It's now Schnapp and Martin with a little extra. Martin trying to skate away as fast as he could.
Yeah, Martin had some extra there for Gagnon, and really firm cross-check to the arm. Seems like the refs are going to kind of let that type of stuff go tonight.
They're still jawing. As now the linesman will escort the Bobcats back to their bench. It's going to be a defensive zone draw for Carolina. It's going to come to the left of Boris Babic, who seeing an early 4 shots here. 12:34 to go here in period number 1, which is brought to you by First Bank. Carolina trying to pick up a sweep. They have not swept the team since all the way back 2 years ago in the quarterfinals. Gus Ford wins the draw to Roman Kramer. Will send it off of the end boards. Kennedy up to White. His pass off of the skates of Brandon Reller. Andrioli gets to it in the near corner. Kennedy, a good check into the glass. Stuckla steps into him, but Kennedy able to flip it out to the neutral zone. Reller taps it in. Kennedy goes back against Carson Andrioli. Evaded him. Stuckla pressuring Kramer. Will drop it back for Gus Ford as the Bobcats will back off a little bit. Andrioli goes to the bench for a change, and Gus Ford surveys his options all the way up to the blue line. Whiffed on a pass, finds Clay Keeley at the red line. He dumps it in. Hussey tried to get a touch. He couldn't. Justin Daly. Ford closing. Brings it behind the net. Delivered a blow on White as it's fired up the far half wall. Here come the Bobcats. Into the attacking zone. Vlasov had it knocked away. Finds Klinecki. Klinecki ran into the boards by Farmer. Shoveled around. Lane King trying to chip it along. Went off of Daly. Comes out to the top of the circles. And White will alleviate the pressure and loft it out to center ice. 11:17 to go here in the first period. Farmer steps into Daly. Thunderbirds regain control. Lead pass to Pastuca. Spins at the half wall. He surveys. A shot blocked. It caroms into the corner. Vanacek and Daly, they look to exchange blows. Vanacek spun off him as now Salak goes 1-on-2. Sends a man down. That was Daly before the puck eventually comes out to the neutral zone. Vanacek across the blue line again. He waits. Will feed it down low. Salak being pressured. Pastuca took it away. Dropped it for Vanacek. Chipped into the slot. Salak trying to find it. A little too much there. There's now the Bobcats on the other way. It's Milan Briscoe. Sends this one below the goal line. Guignon fends him off for a second. Farmer couldn't hang on to it. Danny Martin in the corner. He's sent down to both knees. Steps back up. Knocks the stick out of his own man's hand. That was Bresco. Bobcats and Martin were not back on side as now Gagnon and McHugh. They'll jaw and go into the corner. McHugh right on Gagnon. Before the officials finally step in. This one chippy early. One team playing for their life. And the other trying to make a deep run into May in the Commissioners Cup playoffs. Dennis Radchenko, he'll hold at his own blue line. Feeds a backhand to Nicholas McHugh. Bobcats are onside. McHugh leaves it for Martin. A shot went off a body. He's going into the slot. Nate Keeley able to send it out to the neutral zone. Man lost an edge. Here's Petito all alone. He scores! Oh, a miscue. Proves costly for the Bobcats. And John Petito makes it a 2-0 game.
It's a big-time play right there by the captain, John Butita. Great anticipation. He picks his puck up and kind of bobbles it. Doesn't really settle it down until the top of the circle, so he knows he's running out of real estate and gets Hussey a little caught flat-footed and makes a great move to his backhand. Butita with the insurance.
Butita didn't have a goal last playoffs. He has his third in his Commissioners Cup playoffs career. Here just over the midway mark in period number 1 of game 2. It's a 2-0 lead for the Thunderbirds here at home over the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Bobcats need a response and need one quickly. Brandon Reller over in the far corner. White trying to pin him to the boards. Reller shovels it along. White spins away from, Ford spins away from Andrioli. Lofted a backhand out to the neutral zone. And Josh Slagers, he holds for the Bobcats. Slagers chips it off the glass. He did not play on Tuesday, did not play last night for Wojtek Zemlika. Bobcats trying to finish off all their hits right now. Something they hang their hat on, their physicality. So far, Carolina has had the nod. Not the first 70-plus minutes here this weekend. .8:40 to go here in the first period. A long pass finds Michael Vlasov right at the blue line. Sends a backhand near corner. Mercurio is closing on Pastuca. Shovels it along. Farmer finds Peter Vanacek. Goes cross ice. Pass was tipped. Salak able to control and feed a backhand in. Vanacek closing on Ernst. Went for the puck. Ernst was going for the body. Comes out. Baker, a shot. Blockered away by Hussey. A lot behind that slap shot from Dawson Baker. Blocker was there, though, for Greg Hussey, who's now given up 7 goals in 32 shots across the first 2 games. Nicholas McHugh. Shoved down by Batista. Puck caromed in the air. Keeley was chasing after it. Levac Able to get rid of it. Petito finishes off another hit on McHugh. Puck goes into the corner. Levac feeds a backhand. McHugh trying to get out of his own zone. Petito closing on him. Petito will just feed it back out. Under 7.5 to go here in the first. Sent all the way in on Babic, who will glove it with the trapper, and Gordon Whalen feeds Nate Keeley. Both goals tonight coming from the third line for the Thunderbirds. Nate Keeley opened the scoring. John Petito got the second after last night. All 5 goals came from the first 2. Danny Martin locks up the near wall. Clay Keeley closes him off, fired out. Colgan, far side, a shot saved by Babic, who freezes here at 6:54 remaining here in the first. Carolina, 2-0 lead here over the Bobcats in Game 2. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Cupcakes is once again a proud sponsor of the 24-25 Carolina Thunderbirds. And just like the Birds, they are a true fan favorite. Weddings, events, corporate, and more. Avis Cupcakes help you score and score. When the Birds are playing either home or away, stop by Avis and make your day. Win or lose, you'll cheer the same. Avis treats will sweeten every game.
It's all going the Thunderbirds' way right now here in period number 1. They lead the Blue Ridge Bobcats 2-0. 6:54 remaining here in the First Bank first period. Bobcats win the draw in their attacking zone. A shot punched away by Babic from Daniel Klenecki. Forward goes to Lane King. Roman Kramer will chip it along, trying to see if White could run it down. Slager's got to it. Klenecki now at the far side. Nicholas Stucklis saucers a backhand cross ice. That's an offside. Reller was about 6 inches too far over the blue.
Yeah, great start for Carolina. Getting that depth scoring, I mean, that is such a boost to a team when you get contributions from further down in the lineup, not the usual suspects. The check line was outstanding, and obviously the Ford Kramer White line has been good for a few months now, and we all know what they're capable of. But Butita and Keeley getting them on the board early is so huge for this group.
Keeley a minute 34 in, Butita 10:06 in. Jan Salak able to take the draw. He's Jordan Gagnon who will rattle this one around. Yuri Pestuka waits, chipped up far half wall. Salak and Andrioli, they'll fight for it. Eventually comes to Pestuka. He scored last night. A minute 8 into the second period. They get a 4-0 game at that point. Daniel Klenecki, the former Thunderbird, chips it up the near wall, and the Thunderbirds able to get it back out to center ice. 2-0 lead for Carolina. They lead the series 1-0 as Daly has this one go into the protective netting.
Phenomenal back pressure by the check line there. Salak hounding the puck all the way in the offensive zone below the goal line, working his tail off to get back and try to get body position. Panacek as well, coming back, stick lifts, and forcing Blue Ridge to make a decision earlier than they want.
Winner of this series sees the winner of Game 3 in Athens between the Rock Lobsters and River Dragons. Athens a 2-0 lead at the first intermission there. This one comes right out in front. Schnapp couldn't settle it down after it caromed off of a stanchion. And now Michael Mercurio up the far side. Has it on the forehand. Trying to feed a man in front. Carolina's done a nice job so far. Going to squander anything the Bobcats might try. Kennedy and Daly stand each other up, and the puck trickles back out to the neutral zone. 5:15 to go here in the first period. This one's dumped in. Schnapp and Ernst collided right at the benches. Baker spins away from Daly. Looks for Clay Keeley. Is taken away by Martin. Centering pass in front and saved by Babick. Great opportunity there for Nicholas McHugh. Babick with another massive save, and that was played with a high stick, and it sends us to immediate timeout. 4:53 remains in the first period. 2-0 Thunderbirds. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Looking to exceed your real estate expectations? Meet Jennifer Sapp, passionate about real estate. Jennifer works with all clients because regardless of property value, every transaction is important to you, and that matters to her. She's been a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds, supporting the community she loves. A consistent top producer, she's been helping people buy and renovate homes into their dream spaces. Call 336-782-3148 or visit jennifersapp.allentate.com. For over 85 years, Mustin and Crutchfield has been more than just a local market. We've been a proud part of North Carolina's heritage. When our founders started in 1938, they sourced meats from local farmers and groceries from small companies. Finding a way to stay competitive in this market has been a challenge through the years. Luckily, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, and now we have close to 50 local vendors that we feature. We're proud to partner with the Carolina Thunderbirds as a local sponsor, celebrating community values both on and off the ice. Mustin and Crutchfield, your hometown local grocer.
At the Fairgrounds Arena, it's a 2-0 lead for the Thunderbirds here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Carolina leading the series 1-0. Brendan Riley and Josh Keplinger with you. Josh, a big final about 5 minutes coming up here in the first. What does Carolina have to do to make sure this 2-0 lead stays intact?
Yeah, they got to continue to play their game and do what they're doing. They don't change for anybody, even this Blue Ridge team, and there's no reason to be greedy at all.
Gagnon in front off the draw, jamming at it, he scores! An effort play by Jordan Gagnon. Brought it right out in front. Hussey made the initial save, couldn't get the second, and Carolina leads 3-0.
This is just guts, man. Just lowers his shoulder like a power forward. Gagnon driving to the net, the top of the crease. First initial try doesn't go, but stays with it, stops at the front, finds a way to kind of slip it through the 5-hole of Hussey, and a 3-goal lead.
3-0 Thunderbirds here in Game 2. 4:37 remaining here in the first period. Carolina's dominated this series so far. It's Panachik. He waits, drags a shot, he scores! Make it 4 in the first for Carolina.
Looks like we're going to get a goalie change here.
That's going to be it for Greg Hussey. He was pulled after 40 minutes last night. Tonight he's pulled after 15 minutes and 32 seconds. Allows 4 goals on 9 shots, and Connor Green will take over in net for the Bobcats. A 4-0 lead for Carolina. There were 4.5 to go in the first period. We have an offside. They're still announcing the Gagnon goal over the sound system here. Two goals in 18 seconds for the Thunderbirds. Double their lead just like that. Peter Bonachik from Jan Solakis, Jordan Gagnon from Gus Ford. Michael Mercurio will tip this one in Jacob Schnapp, he goes back to pick it up. Banks it off of the end boards for Gordon Whalen. Fed it for Nate Keeley. His backhand cut off by Juan Bresco. Levant goes cross ice. Vlasov will drop it back. Whalen, he gets the puck and waits. Goes up the near wall to Schnapp. And Ford dumps it in on the backhand. We approach 3.5 to go here in the first period. Thunderbirds had 3 in the first last night. They have 4 here tonight. Nicholas McHugh, who's had probably the best looks for the Bobcats. Header at the far side. Martin threw it in front. Babick sticks it away. Colgan a quick shot. Off the stick of Babick. Caromed in the air. Bresco missed it. Chopped at it now. Went off of Ford to the near corner. Danny Martin fires it out to the point. Radchenko has it on the backhand. Threw it in front. McHugh couldn't handle the pass. Gagnon now. Up to Farmer. It's Roman Kramer looking for a lead pass. White wanted it. It's just a half-second late. White will fire it over. Connor Green's had Kramer quickly in on Green. He'll smother this one and cover here with 2:39 remaining in the first. Connor Green saved all 5 shots he saw in the third period last night. Saved 26 out of 28 in the 5-2 win for the Bobcats over Baton Rouge back on Tuesday. At a 3-7-3 mark this season, a 360 goals against and a 907 save percentage for the Tampa, Florida native.
Yeah, Coach Zemlitska must have kind of went on a bit of a gut instinct there with Greg Hussey back-to-back nights, even after a not-so-great outing last night.
Well, it's Green's game from here on out. Clay Keeley at the top of the zone, snaps it to Bastuka. His shot went wide, but Atchik a backhand. Knocked away by Green. Here's Nicholas Stuckless up the far wall into the attacking zone. Bastuka angles him off. Slagers fired it down low. Pinballs around. And Clay Keeley able to get it to his D partner, Lane King. Finds the tape of Jan Salak. A nice in and out move. Feeds Banachik. Banachik waits. Found Bastuka. Couldn't get a tip on it. Salak fends off a man. Spins behind the net. He's got Slagers and Andrioli all over him. Nate Keeley poked it along. Salak's centering feed to Baker. Knocked back out to the point. Kennedy will cycle it around. We have 1:47 to go here in the first period. It's a 4-0 Thunderbirds lead here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Bobcats in the midst of a change. Batida, shot snapped it high. Kennedy keeps it in at the far point. Looks to cycle it around. It was cut off by Ernst. Baker applying pressure. Is chipped up the near wall and out to the neutral zone. Justin Daly fed it back, nearly a turnover. It was Vlasov down, looking for that at his skates. Poked it free. Daly a shot, snapped it high. Just over a minute to go here in the first. Daly looked for a goal at the near post. Babick able to make a save. Mercurio has it taken away by Joe Kennedy. He'll dump this one in. Less than 60 to go here in the first period. Tita sent down hard below the goal line. Gets back through his skates. Going the other way, the Bobcats. A shot from McHugh. Fought off by Babick and out of play.
Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy exchange. Almost led to disaster there. Farmer and Keeley with a little bit of a miscommunication. Who's going to take the puck or not. And a couple great chances. Daly with maybe the best one just kind of sails it over the net. That's a puck that's got to be on frame if you want to have a chance to come back in this.
Martin wins the draw out to the point. This one chipped into the near corner. McHugh for Mercurio, trying to get it out to the point. A shot saved by Babick. Rebound loose. Ford knocked it free. A backhand zipped wide. McHugh shoved hard into the glass by Clay Keeley. Ford now jamming at it. Knocked up the near wall. As Kramer finds Gagnon. White trying to kick it to himself here at 18 to go. White behind the net. Couldn't get a pass away yet. Kramer all alone. White against Martin. Found Ford. Ford to the backhand. Trying to jam it home at the near post. Flipped it out. Gagnon couldn't get a shot away. Whalen kept it in. Whalen threw it in on Kramer. His tip went high here with 1 second and none. That does it for the first 20 minutes here tonight as the Fairgrounds Arena comes to their feet after their side put up 4 here in the first. Not much went wrong for Carolina in the first 20 this evening. And in game 2, they lead the 4 seed Blue Ridge Bobcats 4-0. Well, we've reached the first intermission. Josh and I will break down the first. Coming up on the other side of this timeout, this is Thunderbirds hockey.
Gwyn Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwyn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwyn Services. One call does it all.
Whitey, what are you doing? We gotta go.
Dude, what do I do with my dog?
Oh, just take him to the pet barn.
For reasonable prices on grooming, boarding, and dog daycare, choose the Pet Barn, located at 7844 Blues Creek Road in Blues Creek. The Pet Barn, proud partners of the Carolina Thunderbirds.
Get into the swing of things at Tee It Up Indoors. Offering 3 simulators, over 11,000 virtual courses, lessons, club fittings, and a variety of snacks and beverages, Tee It Up Indoors is the place to go and work on your game. Call us at 336-285-7823 or visit our website at teeitupindoors.net.
Back here at the Fairgrounds Arena, Carolina with a 4-0 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Carolina already a 1-0 series lead. Brendan Riley and Josh Keplinger with you here on Thunderbirds TV and on WTOB. Josh, last night Carolina 3 in the first, tonight a 4 spot. Once again, just kind of domination from the Thunderbirds across the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, what an outburst, a 4-goal outburst in the first period to follow what they did yesterday to start the game. And then I didn't have it on my bingo card. I thought you were going to get a Blue Ridge team desperate and fighting for their lives. And they've kind of still sleeping. They haven't really gotten into this game yet. They've had a couple chances. Babbitt's looked really sharp early, but I mean, it all kind of started with that first one, kind of a weak one off of the side of the net there.
Yeah, Nate Keeley got it into the attacking zone. He was just going down the goal line, and he saw a little sliver, possibly of Greg Hussey, who wasn't at his post, and Keeley was able to throw it off him. Karam's home. Thunderbirds have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Hussey's not expecting a chance there or a shot on net. He's expecting Keeley to keep that puck and maybe go around the back of the net. And actually, if you go back and watch it, Hussey is standing up on that post, right? He's on his left foot. He's got it pressed up against the post, but he doesn't go down. So there's some room there. There's some sneaky room there, and Keeley just smart play to just get one on net just to see what happens. Maybe you get a rebound, and best case scenario, banks off his foot and in.
Well, Carolina, that was only the beginning. Later on, just about the midway mark there in the period, it was a miscue by Dennis Radchenko. He was going back to pick the puck up, but he had the speedy John Batita. Lost an edge. Batita had a breakaway.
That's the worst time to lose an edge of all time, man. You definitely don't want to be the last guy back and blow a tire, but Radchenko does, and Batita makes good on it and finally settles this puck down, right? That was part of Radchenko's problem, was he struggles to settle this puck down going back on it and kind of bounces a couple times over him, and Batita ends up doing the settling down of the puck and finds a way to kind of get that to his backhand. And you know what he does is he elevates it, and that's really the only kind of thing he had, and he elevates it enough to kind of get it over Hussey's pad and build the lead to 2.
So John Batita gets his third playoff goal in his career. Nate Keeley gets his first. Jordan Gagnon and James Farmer assisted on Nate Keeley's opener. So Carolina 2-0 lead. 2-goal lead's never safe. So what do the Thunderbirds do down the stretch in the first period? Well, they produce once again. This time it was a face-off coming out of the media timeout. Gus Ford won it. Jordan Gagnon with an effort play to make it 3-0.
Yeah, that's a face-off play that we have designed, and it's awesome when you can execute those, and that's just a simple D down the wall. So Gus Ford coming in for that draw on his backhand as a righty. He's yelling to his D, hey, D down, D down. And it's a read, right? Gagnon, really, really good hockey IQ. He gets this puck and kind of feels no pressure, and he can take this puck into the zone and goes down the wall and gets body position on the defender and out-muscles him, goes to the net like he's a power forward back from the 90s, and stays home and hammers one through the legs of Hussey to extend the lead even more.
So Carolina took a 3-0 lead, and then 18 seconds later, Peter Banachik into the attacking zone. He stops on a dime, snaps one past Hussey. 4-0. That's the night for Hussey.
It's incredible, man. Like that line getting hot at the right time is exactly what this club needs. I mean, let's be honest. Their eyes are ahead, but you know what? There's still 40 minutes of hockey here, so you cannot slip up. You cannot take chances. You have to play simple, smart hockey. Not too defensive, but make sure you count numbers and have guys back. But look for Carolina to keep playing their game, right? Keep getting pucks deep when they have to, making plays when they have to, and continuing this on.
So Jordan Gagnon gets his first playoff goal. Peter Banachik gets his 13th playoff goal. Jan Salak assisting on his 19th goal in the Commissioners Cup playoffs. But Josh, a big thing about this, last night the first line was great. You had 2 goals from Gus Ford. You had 2 assists from Zach White. You had a goal and 2 assists from Roman Kramer. Tonight, 4 goals put up. Only 1 point from that first line. Gus Ford an assist on the Gagnon goal. But Carolina's doing this even without needing their top line at the moment.
It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. This is the time of year where it doesn't matter who it is, man. It doesn't matter who it is that gets it, as long as you get it. And they've been getting them in bunches on this team. So keep doing what they're doing, and the chances will come from quality defense.
Well, the netminders in that first period, tough 2 starts for Greg Hussey, who finishes here tonight. He only saw 8 shots, and he gave up 4 goals. Last night he saw 26, gave up 5 goals, so he gave up 9 goals on 34 shots here across about 75 minutes or so. And then Connor Green comes and takes over. Last night saved all 5. He saw it tonight. Saw 4 to end that first period, saved all 4. On the other side, Boris Babbitt getting the start here tonight. Saw 13 shots in that first period, saved all 13, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, for some, a bit of a surprise to see Coach Harry going to Boris Babbitt. You can kind of include me in that mix, too, after you get a win the night before. But you know what? Cavi played his butt off last night and made a ton of saves, 38 of 40. And, I mean, it takes a toll on you. And when you have a two-headed monster like Coach Harry does in Babbitt and Cavi, that's a dangerous duo that you can rely on, and Babbitt up to the task tonight, and really, really solid through this first 20.
Well, the Thunderbirds were solid across the first 20 minutes. They have a 4-0 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats. We'll take a look around the rest of the Commissioners Cup playoffs after this. This is Thunderbirds Hockey.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive, or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Carolina Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pinebrook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Back here at the Fairgrounds Arena, we're at the first intermission tonight here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Carolina a 4-0 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats here in Game 2, with the Thunderbirds leading this best of 3, 1-0. Coming into tonight, we take a look at the bracket in the Commissioners Cup playoffs. Athens and Columbus playing in their Game 3 right now. Binghamton winning last night in Watertown. Danbury falling in Port Huron. So the Prowlers a chance to move on here tonight, as now we take a look at the scores from around the rest of the Commissioners Cup playoffs. We start with the other Continental Division matchup from the Aikens Ford Arena in Athens, Georgia. The Rock Lobsters and River Dragons. Winner of that one tonight sees the winner of this series. It got off to a good start for the Rock Lobsters. Orca Weisblatt scored 66 seconds into the first period from Garrett Milan and Riley Robertson to make it a 1-0 game. Milan found the back of the net from Orca Weisblatt and Troy Murray, with 2:47 remaining in the first period to make it a 2-0 lead for the Rock Lobsters. They would take that lead into the dressing room. In the second, Columbus isn't going away quietly. Cody Wickline scoring 68 seconds into the second period, assisted by Austin Doe and Nathan Balkwell to make it a 2-1 game there. They're just over 12 minutes into the second period there at the Aikens Ford Arena. That game has been rather calm. You've had 4 penalties called. A high stick delay game, a goalie interference, and a rough. But those two sides trying to see how much the skill will take over here in the Commissioners Cup playoffs. So 2-1 the score there in favor of Athens over Columbus. A look at the other side, the Empire Division, we start with the 1 seed. The Binghamton Black Bears last night scoring a shorthanded goal in the third period to win Game 1 in Watertown. They made about the 2.5-hour trip back down to Binghamton for Game 2 here tonight, and they have just over 5 minutes remaining in the second period there at the Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. It's a 2-0 lead for the Black Bears, who are out shooting Watertown 27-8, 14-1 alone in the second period. CJ Stubbs from Blake Tosto and Tyson Kirkby, 2:20 in on the power play in the second. Then Tosto found the back of the net just about 8 minutes later to another 7 minutes later to put the Black Bears up 2-0 there in that one. Brendan Colgan doing everything he can right now against the Black Bears. He saved 25 out of 27. And the one other matchup is from the Danbury Arena in Danbury, Connecticut. It's the Prowlers and the Hat Tricks. In Game 2, Port Huron winning last night in Game 1 over the Hat Tricks. Ran away with it, scored 6 unanswered goals to take a 6-3 win in Game 1 at home. In Game 2 tonight, they're just inside 7 minutes remaining in the first period. We've had a couple of misconducts called. Connor Woolley and Dan Chartrand giving inciting an opponent misconduct just 2 minutes into the game. But so far in that one, it's a scoreless game between the Hat Tricks and the Prowlers. Shots are 5-4 in favor of Port Huron. So a lot going down here on a Saturday evening. Here as we get into late April. All 8 teams trying to fight their way to the Commissioners Cup semifinals. Carolina in a good spot right now here in Game 2, leading the Bobcats 4-0 after 20 minutes of play. We reset things for the start of the second period after this. This is Thunderbirds Hockey.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
Cupcakes is once again a proud sponsor of the 24-25 Carolina Thunderbirds. And just like the Birds, they are a true fan favorite. Weddings, events, corporate, and more. Ava's Cupcakes help you score and score. When the Birds are playing either home or away, stop by Ava's and make your day. Win or lose, you'll cheer the same. Ava's treats will sweeten every game.
Looking to exceed your real estate expectations? Meet Jennifer Sapp, passionate about real estate. Jennifer works with all clients because regardless of property value, every transaction is important to you, and that matters to her. She's been a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds, supporting the community she loves. A consistent top producer, she's been helping people buy and renovate homes into their dream spaces. Call 336-782-3148 or visit jennifersapp.allentate.com.
Thunderbirds a 4-0 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats here at the first intermission. Nate Keeley from Jordan Gagnon and James Farmer opened the scoring at just 94 seconds in. John Batista made it 2. It was then Gagnon getting his first playoff goal. The assist from Gus Ford to make it 3. 18 seconds later, Peter Panachik from Jan Solak made it a 4-0 lead, and that is where we stand after 20 minutes of play here this evening. Boris Babic saw 13 shots, saved all 13 shots. What does the second period have in store for the Thunderbirds and Bobcats here in Game 2, with Carolina leading the series 1-0. The second period is coming up on the other side of this timeout. This is Thunderbirds Hockey.
For over 85 years, Mustin and Crutchfield has been more than just a local market. We've been a proud part of North Carolina's heritage. When our founders started in 1938, they sourced meats from local farmers and groceries from small companies. Finding a way to stay competitive in this market has been a challenge through the years. Luckily, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, and now we have close to 50 local vendors that we feature. We're proud to partner with the Carolina Thunderbirds as a local sponsor, celebrating community values both on and off the ice. Mustin and Crutchfield, your hometown local grocer.
Whitey, what are you doing? We got to go.
Dude, what do I do with my dog?
Oh, just take him to the pet barn.
For reasonable prices on grooming, boarding, and dog daycare, choose the Pet Barn, located at 7844 Blues Creek Road in Blues Creek. The Pet Barn, proud partners of the Carolina Thunderbirds.
Back here at the Fairgrounds Arena, getting set for the start of the second period, which is brought to you by Flow Automotive. Brendan Riley and Josh Keplinger with you here on your Saturday evening. Josh, pretty much a perfect start for the Thunderbirds. How do they carry that over into the middle?
They got to keep playing simple. They got to keep playing simple and stick to their game plan. Doing the little things right. Just staying on the right side of pucks. There's no need to take chances now. You have a 4-goal lead, so everything to get the puck out and putting the body on the line to come out with a W and ultimately a first-round sweep and a ton of momentum.
Well, Thunderbirds will look to carry this momentum into the middle 20 minutes. It's all Carolina across the first 20. This is really the last stand for the Bobcats here this season. They want any chance. They need to get a goal early here in the second as we're underway here in the Flow Automotive second period. A 4-0 lead for the 1-seed Carolina Thunderbirds over the 4-seed Blue Ridge Bobcats here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Carolina leading the series 1-0 in this best of 3. Danny Martin, a slap shot, didn't get all the way through, and off of Wolf in front, and Carolina looks to break out the other way. White has it knocked away. Gordon Whalen, he corrals, fires it to Ford, who waits. A shot blocked by Colgan. Will loft it out to the neutral zone. Kramer gloves it down, evaded a hit from Wolf, and sends it cross corner. A lot of these Thunderbirds were tired after last night's game. It was hot at the Hitachi Energy Arena. Showed no signs there in that first. Martin couldn't get a shot away. Lane King knocked it free, and Salat clears the zone. Well, let's go for icing. It will. He'll bring an attacking zone draw for the Thunderbirds here. Just a minute into the second. Thought something interesting that Zach White said earlier on this week when talking to him. He said that the Thunderbirds, that they are really good for a majority of the time, but they just have those 2-3-minute lapses, and that's where teams strike. He said that if they can cut that down to a minute at the max, they should be fine. There was a little brief moment there in the first that there was that lapse, but Carolina got out of it.
That's right. They got out of it, and that's what you have to do. You have to limit the damage. One mistake isn't going to kill you, but 2 and 3 might.
Bobcats with Carson Andrioli in front of the penalty boxes, just fed it to the middle of the zone. A late hit there by Nicholas Stuckless on Peter Vanacek, and the Thunderbirds dump it in cross corner. Patrick Colgan banks it up the near wall, finds Nicholas Stuckless. Whiffed on a pass. Vanacek will poke it into the attacking zone. Klenecki goes back and takes it behind his netminder Connor Green, who took over for Greg Hussey. With 4:28 remaining in the first. James Farmer finds a pass to Jacob Schnapp. Looked to feed Nate Keeley. Instead, Keeley chips it down below the goal line. This is this third line that's rotating. You have Baker out there with Nate Keeley and Schnapp. A long stretch pass. Finds a man in Vlasov. Gagnon knocks him off the puck. He evaded Mercurio and flips it out to the neutral zone. The red line's Philip Levac. He brings it in to the attacking zone. Couldn't get past Nate Keeley, and Matt Ernst flips it off of the end boards. 2.5 minutes gone here in period number 2. It's a 4-0 lead for the Thunderbirds. Nate Keeley tape to Roman Kramer. At the blue line, dropped it for Dawson Baker. His pass intercepted. Too much on the pass for Danny Martin. Tim and Joe Kennedy go after it into the corner. Rattled over far side. It's picked up by Milan Bresco. Feeds a backhand out to Colgan across the blue line. Here's the shot. Saved by Babick. Reaching behind him all the way down to the ground. He covers. He had McHugh and Kennedy fall onto him.
That puck got behind him too, Brendan. He had to do that, a little snow angel, we like to call it. Babick feels that, kind of feels like that puck maybe had gotten through him and leans back. It takes incredible flexibility and dexterity to be able to kind of contort your knees like that and fall backwards, especially goalies in the butterfly nowadays, and has to do it out of desperation. What a heads-up play by Babs there.
Babick finished the regular season first in save percentage, makes another there on a shot off of the draw. 4-0 lead for the Thunderbirds. As Carolina dumps it in, it's going to go for an ice. There's 16:58 remaining in this second.
One of the keys so far has been Carolina's neutral zone defense and structure. They're making it very difficult on Blue Ridge to gain their zone with speed. Defense are doing a good job at stepping when they can and forcing Blue Ridge to just dump it.
Bobcats get a draw in their attacking zone. Goes to the half wall. Milan Bresco battles this one around. Kramer tried to chop it past the man and carry him right back down below the goal line. Kennedy trying to weave his way out. Slides it to Ford. Ford with Kennedy joining in white. Ford, a shot glove. Saved by Green. Rule freeze. From our angle, we can see exactly where Gus Ford was trying to put that puck. Trapper there, though, for Connor Green. All too good.
Yeah, Green's playing with a ton of confidence, even in relief duty last night, and obviously tonight in relief as well from Greg Hussey's start. But yeah, really sneaky release there by Gus. He pulls that in as a righty and gets so much on it off of the toe of his blade.
Slagers chops it over to the far half wall. Bobcats start the breakout. It's Carson Andrioli, the former Columbus River Dragon.
What a
nice shot by Jacob Schnapp, racing all the way back. Lane King dumps this one in. Green settles it down behind the net. Salak took it away from Klacke, threw it at the far post. Schnapp couldn't get a touch on it. We see Salak with Panachik. And now Batista. Wonder if Yuri Pastuka might be going back to the fence here for Carolina. Here come the Bobcats as Andrioli again whiffed on a shot. Chases after it into the far corner, back into the Slagers at the blue line. Shot went wide. There's traffic in front of Babick. Batista clears the zone. Ernst was held up by Panachik. Comes to Batista. Shot save, rebound, knocked over to the near half wall. Slagers now try to go through center ice with a pass to Mercurio. Is knocked away by Nate Keeley, and it's battled all the way in where Babick leaves it for Jordan Gagnon. 15:23 to go here in the second period. 4-0 lead for the Thunderbirds here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Keeley sends it back in behind the cage. Justin Daly able to clear. And Gagnon's pass goes wanting, and it goes for an icing here at 15:03 remaining in the second. Comes right before the media timeout. Thunderbirds don't get any relief. So the faceoff is going to come to the right of Boris Babic. Seen 16 shots. He saved all 16. Last night, Mario Cavalieri saving 38 out of 40 in the 5-2 Game 1 victory. John Batista trying to go through center ice right behind Nate Keeley. It's picked up by Brezko. A shot fought off by Babic. At the point, Radchenko quickly in, and a pad saved by Babic. Fired right back in. He punches that one away from Colgan. Thunderbirds can't clear the zone, though. McHugh able to keep it in. A couple of big reactionary saves there by Boris Babic. He's going to go for another icing here, of 14 and a half to go in the second period. And a face-off in the defensive zone for the Thunderbirds when we come back, leading 4-0. Back to the Fairgrounds after this. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Gwyn Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwyn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwyn Services. One call does it all.
Carolina, a 4-0 lead here over the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Early stages, second period. They're in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. It's going to be a face-off to the right of Boris Babic, who so far tonight has saved all 19 shots that he saw. Carolina being outshot 19-15. Brandon Reller and Nate Keeley for the draw off of an icing. Face-off goes to the near half wall. Reller loops it around. Wolf and Gagnon battling. Gagnon thought he got hit high. These five have been out there for a while. Pass intercepted by Dawson Baker. Chips it into the skates of Farmer. Baker and Wolf collided. It's Batista. Dropped it for Baker. A shot saved by Green. It's loose at the far post. Batista settles it down. Forward a quick touch to Batista. Cross ice Kennedy. He waits. Looking for a lane. Can't find one as Wolf closed it. Ford sends it to the far corner for Baker. Taken away by Slagers. Baker goes tumbling down to the ice. Ford lost his lumber as it's lofted out to center ice, and Kramer backhands it in. Thunderbirds did not get back on side. Now they are. Chase after here on the forecheck. Reller. Right across center ice. He'll send it far corner. He goes off for a change. Blake Keeley and Joe Kennedy behind the net. Keeley, a good hit on Vlasov as now the Thunderbirds up to center ice with White over to Ford. Knocked free. Kramer over to Clay Keeley. He'll just dump this one in here with 13:08 remaining here in the second period, which is brought to you by Flow. It's a 4-0 lead for the Thunderbirds here in Game 2. Michael Mercurio gains the red line, floats it for Lavaca. Shot went wide. The corner, Lane King. Nifty backhand to Joe Kennedy. Banks it off of the boards. White and the Thunderbirds on side. Just barely. It's Panachik in the far corner. Leaves it for Kramer. Right back to Panachik. Out to the point. Farmer flips it just wide. Ernst able to get a piece of it. Chips it up the far half wall as Vlasov tries to leave the zone himself. Panachik ran him down. There's Yuri Pastuka. Ernst dumps this one back in. King had trouble with McHugh. Farmer feeds it near side. Schnapp goes between the legs. The Banachik. Pastuka looked for a return feed for Schnapp. Trying to dance around Radchenko behind the cage. Went off his skate. And Danny Martin takes it behind his netminder, Connor Green. He holds at the far post and goes to Patrick Colgan. Long pass up to McHugh. Across the blue line, and Bresco was offside here with 11:46 remaining in the second.
Yeah, Bresco was carrying a lot of speed there too. McHugh had an opportunity to kind of flip one into space or chip one behind Carolina's D. Bresco had a ton coming through the neutral zone. And Carolina lucky there on the offsides call.
Bresco, a Midland University product, native of the Czech Republic, scored his first professional goal against the Thunderbirds back towards the end of March. Jordan Gagnon will start through the neutral zone. Cross ice, Nate Keeley had trouble with it for a second. Delivers a shoulder on Bresco behind the net. Nearly ran into two white sweaters in the stripes. McHugh sauced it across ice. Dawson Baker just missed intercepting. Colgan snaps it far side. Stuckless just off the bench. Picks it up. Spins to the backhand. Floats it near side for Colgan. At the half wall. Banks it off of the end boards. It comes over to the far half wall. Chopped into the far corner. Andrioli against Nate Keeley. Fired it out in front. No one in a white sweater can get a stick on it. It comes all the way back down to Connor Green. 9 minutes gone here in the second period. 4-0 lead for Carolina here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup playoffs. A big hit over in the far corner on Gordon Whalen. He's back to his skates. Stuckless put a charge into him. Daniel Klenecki in front of the penalty boxes. Tips it up the near wall. Ford intercepted. Rattles it out to Kramer at the red line. Cross ice to White, who's onside. Zach White, he waits. Pass off of a skate. Pinballed right to Daniel Klenecki. Look for a feed for Andrioli. This is going to go for an icing here at 10:20 remaining in the second.
Yeah, the long change and icings in this period have started to become more of a factor. Carolina getting a fresh group out there with the check line plus Kinger and Keeley on the back end against a tired Blue Ridge line. So look for Carolina to continue to wear them down and add some more pressure here.
Panachik for the draw against Brandon Reller. There, toss Panachik. We'll bring in Salak. Salak ties up with Reller. Both those two 6'4". Shipped out to the neutral zone. Clay Keeley feeds it up the far wall. Pastuca banks it. Panachik skates it down. Dropped it for Pastuca. He dumps it in. Salak sends it into the far corner. Reller, he corrals. Sends it near side. Out in front of Slagers. It comes out to the neutral zone. An update from Athens. It's 2-2 going to the third period. Scott Doherty tying it with 89 seconds remaining in the second there. Salak all the way down to the goal line. Fed it for Panachik. Chipped. Klenecki and Salak, the two Czech natives, go after it before Slagers eventually able to corral. We approach 9.5 to go here in the second period. Gagnon will go back to Farmer. His own defensive zone. He had Wolf closing quickly. It's fed out in front of the benches. Slagers chops it right back to Farmer, who goes to his D partner, Jordan Gagnon. A long pass to Batista. Knocked back out to the neutral zone. Gagnon looks to go back to Farmer. Goes and skates it down. 4 in the first for Carolina. Batista banks it, trying to play a pass to himself. Levac cut it off. McHugh sends it cross corner, trying to see if Bresco can be the first one there. Farmer takes him out of the play. It's backhanded out. They kept it in, says the linesman. Behind the net now. Comes out to the point. A shot through traffic. Saved by Babbitt. And Gagnon able to alleviate the pressure. Here's Batista now, up the far side. Levac poke checks it away. Kennedy was trying to come out to the ice. He hops back on. Now it's a quick 2-on-1. Martin couldn't settle down the pass from McHugh. Thunderbirds struggling to get out of their zone. Eventually Batista gains the red line and flips it in cross corner. 8:13 to go here in the second period. 4-0 lead for the Thunderbirds. Andrioli Got it with his skate, no icing. Here comes Zach White. Trying to dance around Brandon Reller. Reller knocked it away. Schnapp and Ford skated into each other, but the puck finds its way back to Gordon Whalen. Here's Zach White. Trying to dump it in. It was gloved down by Colgan. Bobcats looking to go the other way. Andrioli gets another piece of that. And Kennedy takes it behind Boris Babic. So far tonight, has saved all 21 shots that he's seen. Schnapp. Cross ice to Ford. Brushed off a hit and tips it in. Daly all the way through center ice into the attacking zone. He scored last night. Then down to his knees, back to his skates, and hard down into the Dashers. Ripped Clay Keeley down with him. Pastuca now holds it at the half wall, flips it out to the neutral zone. Thunderbirds able to clear. Bobcats get back on side, and they're right back after Clay Keeley. Up to the neutral zone, it's Jan Salak. He'll gain the line. Closed down by Klenecki. So now Michael Mercurio settles it. 6:49 to go here in the second.
Really good defending by Carolina so far in their D zone. Getting pucks out. Lane King with the one-man breakout there. Keep doing more of that.
Pass from Slagers behind Martin. And an icing. There's 6.5 to go in the second period. Rather, they'll send us to a media timeout. 4-0, Thunderbirds leading in Game 2. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Carolina Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Carolina leads the Blue Ridge Bobcats 4-0 here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Carolina trying to sweep the Bobcats. Blue Ridge trying to extend their season at least one more game. 6.5 to go here in the second period, which is brought to you by Flow Automotive. It's an attacking zone draw for the Thunderbirds to the left of Connor Green. Faceoff goes to the near half wall. Danny Martin's able to chip it out. This one's going to come all the way down. Babic plays it, rattles it over to the far corner. He has to race back as it went right to a Bobcat. At the point is Colgan. His shot saved by Babic through traffic. Martin was trying to get a tip in front. Miscue by Brezko nearly resulted in a chance for Nate Keeley. But now it's Nicholas McHugh. Couldn't get around Jordan Gagnon, who feeds a pass to Gus Ford. Picks it up between the legs. White now into the skates of Colgan. Chip behind the net. Radchenko has Kramer all over him. Has it on the back end. Kramer trying to take it away. Radchenko finally gets loose. Farmer holds it in at the blue line. We'll cycle this one around. Carolina able to keep it in the attacking zone. Kramer to 4. That one goes off the top of the high glass, the very last pane of glass there. Thunderbirds dump it right back in. And the Bobcats look to go the other way now. Carson Andrioli up the near side. He's got Reller joining him along with Stuckless. Lead pass for Reller. Sticked away. Reller goes down at the goal line. Him and Whalen were battling. Hand goes up. We're going to get a call here. It's going to be a slash. There are 4:59 remaining in the second period. Carolina's going to the power play for the first time tonight, leading 4-0 when we come back. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
Carolina to the Atrium Health power play here at 4:59 remaining in the second period. Thunderbirds leading the Bobcats 4-0 here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Nicholas Stuckless to the penalty box for 2 minutes for a slash. Carolina 1-0 series lead in this best of 3. They have the man advantage for the next 2. Nate Keeley wins the draw. Thunderbirds will set up here on their first power play of the evening. Carolina last night went 1 for 4 on the power play. Yuri Pestuka zips it to Jan Solak. Fired to the far corner with Nate Keeley. Return feed. Those two go back and forth with the puck. Solak holds at the far half wall. Out to the top of the zone. Pestuka has shot one off of Batita. Backhand save by Green, who freezes.
Yeah, looks like Butita might have gotten the worst of that Pestuka delivery right kind of in the back of the leg, knee area. Kind of favoring it right now, but guy scored a big goal to give this team some insurance, and now he's doing the dirty work in front of the net.
Thunderbirds win the draw again. Pestuka at the blue line finds the forehand of Jan Solak. He backpedals all the way to the far wall. Fired it into the corner for Nate Keeley. Chips it around. Levac tries to clear and send it off the back of Andrioli. And now here comes a one-on-one for Wolf against Pestuka. Carolina gets back. Carolina hoping they can have more success on the power play this postseason than they did last year. Carolina 3 for 28 on the power play in last year's Commissioners Cup playoffs. Justin Daly across the blue line. Going to shovel it behind the net, and Roman Kramer takes it as the next unit comes out for the Thunderbirds here on the power play. 40 seconds to go on the Stuckless slashing call. Schnapp had a chance to take it away. Zach White swatted at it. Daly takes it though, dances to the outside. A backhand save. It came to the top of the crease. Only man there was Zach White. Gus Ford now. They're going to reset the power play. Goes to Baker. He'll rim this one around over to the near wall. Schnapp and Kramer chased after. Kramer sent Colgan down to the ice. A backhand tipped out to the point. Ford cross ice. It's Zach White. The top of the circles. Back to Ford. From the top of the zone. A shot save. Rebound in front. And swatted back out to the neutral zone. Stuckless just out of the box. Picks it up. Ford trying to get back on the backhand. Saved by Babbitt. Not over though. In front is saved by Babbitt, and it's cleared into the near corner. As now Babbitt going after it once again. Schnapp has a man in a headlock. Right to the right of Babbitt's crease. Who else but Wolf?
Shocker. Yeah, we should just see offsettings here. Didn't really see anything from one side or the other. Wolf might get a goal interference and Schnapp, maybe a rough or a headlock penalty, we'll see, but lost in all this is Danny Martin breaks his stick at the point right here. I think maybe before the refs get to their whistle, so lucky Carolina didn't have to see another opportunity at the net.
.242 remains here in the second period. You got Schnapp and Wolf both in the penalty boxes. And Batista just flashed 4 to Steve Harrison, so it looks like we're going to have 4-on-4 here for the next 2.
It might be because Butita has trouble counting to 5, but you might be right on this one. We'll have some 4-on-4 hockey, some open ice. Now, if you're Carolina, Coach Harrison likes to play kind of a man-on-man style when it's anything other than 5-on-5.
Well, now they send Baker to the box. They have 2 minutes up for Boris Babik.
Yeah, so you might, Butita going 4 to Coach Harry saying, hey, we're down here.
So Schnapp and Wolf are going to offset, but they are going to get Boris Babik for 2 minutes. Dawson Baker's going to serve it. So Carolina to its first penalty kill of the evening, which is brought to you by the law offices of Timothy Welber. Roughing calls against Wolf and Schnapp. We're still awaiting the call against Boris Babik.
Uh-oh, it looks like Kenny Moynes is talking to Schnapp about what all transpired there, but it looks like they're going to stay in the box. Looked like he was maybe giving him the boot.
Well, it's a roughing call against Babik. But now they have 6 up instead of 35 on the scoreboard. Regardless, Carolina on the penalty kill, which is brought to you by the law offices of Timothy Welber. Daniel Klenecki. Far side, snap to Michael Mercurio out to the top of the zone. Klenecki, a one-timer, scores. Bobcats get their first man advantage of the evening, and they have life here in Game 2, late in the second.
This is an absolute missile from Daniel Klenecki. What a release, one-timer, doesn't settle it or nothing, gets it right in the wheelhouse from Mercurio. Really awkward kind of angle for a one-timer, kind of a straight-on type of thing instead of more to your side lateral. And Klenecki puts everything he has into it, and good screen in front again, and takes the eyes of Babik away and beats him high over the glove.
Daniel Klenecki gets his second these playoffs. He had the game-winning goal back on Tuesday for the Bobcats. Have some life here in the late stages of the second period. 4-1 the new score. Justin Daly dumps this one in. James Farmer battling for it at the near half wall. Chips it up to Schnapp. You still have Baker in the box. And now it's another breakaway for Batista. Batista saved by Green. He had Ernst closing on him quickly. Had to get a shot away. Now Mercurio. Over to Levac. With 1:45 remaining in the second, Carolina nearly had their answer. At the blue line, Ford wasn't able to pick it up, and now here come the Bobcats. 4-on-3, Daly in the top of the slot, takes a shove from Batista, fired it down. It was just out of the reach of Ford. Luckily, it comes in on Green, and Ford coming to a stop, about 5 feet away from the blue in a stoppage. With Daniel Klenecki from Brandon Reller and Nicholas McHugh. With the Bobcats on the board here. They're going to have the face-off go to the far dot. Ford and Martin for the draw. It's chipped out. McHugh run off the puck by Kramer, and Clay Keeley We'll go to Joe Kennedy. We have seen the defensive pairing shaken up a little bit. Bresco and Kennedy search for it. Martin rattles it down low. McHugh tried to feed it out in front. Clay Keeley just ran him. And here comes Kennedy under a minute to go here in the second period. In the corner, Kennedy collides. Colgan, he corrals. Leaves it up the far wall for Andrioli. Backhanded to Bresco. Lead pass for Danny Martin. Taken away by Roman Kramer, and is thrown out of play here with 33. Looked like the clock had about 4 seconds run off. Should be about 35 or so.
Yeah, I think Pierre, the scorekeeper is on it down there. He already got it up. He knew what happened. Signaling 5 seconds right away. So D-zone draw for Carolina here. This is such a crucial draw. The last thing you need is a lost draw and the puck end up in the back of your net. So this is a big draw for Peter Panicek. Hopefully he can win this back and they can exit pretty cleanly.
Panicek wins the draw. Right to Gagnon. It's it up to Jan Solak, who flips it out. Daniel Klinecki, he'll take it behind his netminder. Connor Green has been good since taking over for Greg Hussey. Slagers' pass off the back heel of Reller, and an offside is called. Andrioli just a little too early. Green, since he's come in, saved all 14 shots that he's seen. Boris Babic tonight for Carolina saved 27 out of 28. 16.4 to go here in the second period. Face off in front of the Bobcats bench. Carolina wins it back. Farmer went down to the ice. Babic backhands it in the direction of Gagnon. Takes a shoulder from Stuckless. Pastuca able to clear. Gagnon and Stuckless with some extracurriculars after the play. Panicek took it away at center ice, and that will do it for the middle 20 minutes here this evening. As now Farmer and Stuckless jawing at each other as the two sides are trying to head to their respective dressing rooms. The officials step in. They're going to escort Jordan Gagnon and James Farmer to the dressing room. Peter Panicek, he wants a call. Well, that does it for the second period. Here tonight, Carolina a 4-1 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats through 40 minutes. And now the Thunderbirds trying to close this series out in the third. 4-1 here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Second intermission report is next. This is Thunderbirds Hockey.
Cupcakes is once again a proud sponsor of the 24-25 Carolina Thunderbirds. And just like the Birds, they are a true fan favorite. Weddings, events, corporate, and more. Ava's Cupcakes help you score and score. When the Birds are playing either home or away, stop by Ava's and make your day. Win or lose, you'll cheer the same. Ava's treats will sweeten every game.
Back here at the Fairgrounds Arena, we're at the second intermission tonight here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Thunderbirds a 4-1 lead after 40 minutes. They lead the series 1-0 here over their rivals in the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Brendan Rowley and Josh Keplinger with you. Josh, Carolina, a nearly perfect first 20 minutes. Second period, Blue Ridge at times seemed like they started to find their footing a little bit. Didn't come until late in that second period. They got a power play. They capitalized. Daniel Klinecki, a blast of a one-timer from the top of the zone.
Yeah, much more even match period there. You obviously saw the fight in Blue Ridge. They're slowly realizing that their season's kind of slipping away here, and any chance they have at upsetting this Carolina team is they're running out of time here, and now they only got 20 minutes to make up a 3-goal deficit. And but credit to them, what a power play. Good puck movement, got in the zone pretty cleanly, and yeah, again, just a phenomenal release and a great shot by Dan Klinecki. We've seen that quite often here in Carolina, but finally you started to see some of the chicanery there for Blue Ridge and getting a couple power plays and a couple looks, and that's going to be kind of their trick is to start mixing it up a little bit, and Carolina needs to do a good job at just staying out of it and turning the other cheek and getting out of those scrums. That's the only way they're gonna stay out of the box here.
Klinecki had 18 goals with Carolina back in the 2019-20 season. Gets his second here in 3 playoff games for the Bobcats. Brendan Reller an assist. Nicholas McHugh an assist. He gets his first playoff point. Josh, Carolina in that second period, they have a 4-goal cushion. It's now down to 3. What is head coach Steve Harrison saying to that side right now about the final 20?
I'm sure he's loving what he's seeing right now. I mean, they're playing really, really solid. They're limiting their chances. Horace Babbick's doing a good job at controlling his rebounds. It's a lot of one and dones for Blue Ridge, which is exactly what you want from your defensive side. The D are doing a great job at boxing out in front, limiting the danger areas. They're keeping Blue Ridge to the outside. They're really limiting the middle of the ice, and I'm sure Blue Ridge is finding it very difficult to generate anything and sustain any sort of pressure. The chances they're getting seem to be one and dones, and but they are getting their game. Like the Blue Ridge is starting to come now, and you're gonna get a 5 to 7 minute really, really strong push from this team, trying to get one in the first 5 minutes, and if you're Carolina, you just got to be up to the task, and you got to match that intensity early. And turn defense into offense, and then get back to your game. And they've done a really good job of that so far through 40.
In the second period, Blue Ridge outshot Carolina 15-10. Connor Green has seen 14 shots here tonight. He saved all 14 after Greg Hussey gave up 4 goals on 8 shots. The other side, Boris Babbick, he's seen 28. He saved 27. What have you made of Babbick's game?
I mean, I think he's only really seen 27 because I don't think he saw that Daniel Klinecki clapper from the blue line. I don't think there was any way he saw that one, but no, he's played really solid. Like we touched on, not many second chances. He's done a good job at preventing those. Saves up high into his hands. He's deflecting or catching. Limiting any sort of second chance opportunities, and the D have been doing a really good job at staying in the house and boxing out and clearing pucks out, and they need more of that. They need to make sure their neutral zone is solid, their structure is solid, and limit their rush chances. Blue Ridge likes to get up on the rush and move quickly, so keep doing that for another 20 minutes, and you'll see yourself in the semifinals.
Carolina 4, Blue Ridge 1 after 40 minutes. They'll run into a timeout. When we come back, you'll hear from Roman Kramer on the Coach Harry Show back on Tuesday at Earl's. That's coming up after this. This is Thunderbirds Hockey.
Looking to exceed your real estate expectations? Meet Jennifer Sapp, passionate about real estate. Jennifer works with all clients because regardless of property value, every transaction is important to you, and that matters to her. She's been a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds, supporting the community she loves. A consistent top producer, she's been helping people buy and renovate homes into their dream spaces. Call 336-782-3148 or visit jennifersapp.allentate.com. For over 85 years, Mustin and Crutchfield has been more than just a local market. We've been a proud part of North Carolina's heritage. When our founders started in 1938, They sourced meats from local farmers and groceries from small companies. Finding a way to stay competitive in this market has been a challenge through the years. Luckily, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, and now we have close to 50 local vendors that we feature. We're proud to partner with the Carolina Thunderbirds as a local sponsor, celebrating community values both on and off the ice. Mustin and Crutchfield, your hometown local grocer.
Whitey, what are you doing? We got to go.
Dude, what do I do with my dog?
Oh, just take him to the pet barn.
For reasonable prices on grooming, boarding, and dog daycare, choose the Pet Barn, located at 7844 Blues Creek Road in Blues Creek. The Pet Barn, proud partners of the Carolina Thunderbirds.
Get into the swing of things at Tee It Up Indoors. Offering 3 simulators, over 11,000 virtual courses, lessons, club fittings, and a variety of snacks and beverages, Tee It Up Indoors is the place to go and work on your game. Call us at 336-285-7823 or visit our website at teeitupindoors.net.
You want to play well for most of the year. You want the consistency. But the one thing I think last year when we went into the playoffs, I don't think we were healthy and rested. And I think this year here we're a little better. Both those situations are rectified. I think we're playing well. Can we play better? Always, as the old adage, the coach is never happy. But we've played pretty well, and now I'm excited because I think we're healthy and we're rested, and so that combination there, I think for us right now is going to be a big thing. Last year, I think the playoffs took a toll on us as far as when we got down to the nitty gritty at the end there. I think we just kind of ran out a little bit of steam, and a lot of it had to do with health, a lot of it had to do with rest. And as I said, that's one of the things I wanted to do this year, make sure that we went into the playoffs like that. And right now, that's where we're at, and hopefully it comes out to be successful.
Roman, for you, compared to this time last year, how do you say you feel? How would you say that the room feels going into the playoffs?
I think everyone is really positive right now. I feel better going into playoffs this year. Last year, I felt kind of burnt out towards the end of the season, but kind of have a spark, and I'm really excited for playoffs now.
Well, now through 56 games, there's a lot of memories that are made. There's a lot of there's just a lot that goes on. It's a full 5-6 months before you even get to the playoffs. Question for the both of you: what would you say that the best moment from this regular season was? Coach, we'll start with you.
That's a tough one. I think. From my standpoint, and most people don't understand it, it's the camaraderie that we have on our team. And that's what, to me, that's huge. We have practice on Tuesday, and a lot of times it's a little lighthearted than normal. And guys are chirping at each other and things like that, but they're there and they're working hard. And that's a big plus in my book of a team that wants to play together. And, a couple weekends ago when we played Port Huron there, you saw that camaraderie and that friendship and that team building come to life when people put someone to their backs to the corner. We stood up, and guys stood up for each other. And that's, we had some big moments. We had 9 shutouts. We've had, Crames had some big goals. We had a lot of different really big goals, big wins, down near the stretch. As I said, but coming from a coach's standpoint, as I said, one thing doesn't really stand out. I think the one moment, as I said, he hadn't played in a couple of years, and Joe Candelosi scored that goal there. That kind of electrified the team. But again, it wasn't the goal for me. It was the players' reaction. I talked about this before. It was the players' reaction on the bench of how happy they were for him. And that's what's big in my book. And as I said, Crames probably got it, when he scored a couple goals or something like that. But that's the thing that, and when we're on the bus, and I hate to say we've had a few mishaps. I think it's the driver's fault most of the time, but it's a situation where there's joking and nobody's too upset, and it's just a situation where, as I said, everybody gets along, and that's what I'm looking for.
Roman?
I think the best moment for the team this year was the 15-game win streak we went on. We kind of showed the whole league how dominant we are, and we just all figured out that, like, if we play together and we're doing the right things, that we can do like amazing things, and I think it's going to show in playoffs this year.
Gwyn Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwyn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwyn Services. One call does it all.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive, or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Carolina Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Brendan Riley with you here on Thunderbirds TV and on WTOB. Carolina trying to close out Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals in this best-of-3 series to come away with the sweep of the Blue Ridge Bobcats and advance to the Commissioners Cup semifinals. Winner of this series sees the winner of Athens and Columbus, who are in the third period right now. They're just about midway through there at the Aikens Ford Arena. It's 2-2 between Athens and Columbus. Danbury has come back in Game 2. They took a 2-1 lead, but Austin Federley just tied it a few seconds ago. So Port Huron and Danbury tied at 2, just over the midway mark in the second. That series 1-0 in favor of Port Huron. And then the other 1 versus 4 matchup in the Commissioners Cup playoffs. Binghamton, a 3-0 lead over the Watertown Wolves. Less than 4 minutes to go, what it looks like in the Watertown Wolves season. Carolina, 4 goals in the first. In the second, it was Blue Ridge and Daniel Klinecki able to cut the lead to 3. And what does the final 20 minutes have in store here tonight from the Fairgrounds Arena, Winston-Salem, North Carolina? The 4 seed and the 1 seed. It's the 1 seed with a 4-1 lead. The third period is next. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
Cupcakes is once again a proud sponsor of the 24-25 Carolina Thunderbirds. And just like the Birds, they are a true fan favorite. Weddings, events, corporate, and more. Ava's Cupcakes help you score and score. When the Birds are playing either home or away, stop by Ava's and make your day. Win or lose, you'll cheer the same. Ava's treats will sweeten every game.
Back here at the Fairgrounds Arena, getting set for the start of the third period here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Thunderbirds a 4-1 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats here in Game 2. Carolina leading the series 1-0. They won 5-2 last night, 4-1 lead here this evening as we get ready for the start of the third period, which is brought to you by Culver's. Boris Babick saved 27 out of 28. On the other side, Connor Green, who took over for Greg Hussey, he's been good. He saved all 14 shots he's seen after Hussey allowed 4 goals on 8 shots. It will be same starters for Carolina. Forward White, Kramer, Whalen, and Kennedy. Danny Martin wins the draw for Blue Ridge. We're underway in the third period here in Game 2 of a best-of-3 series. They're between the number 4 seed Blue Ridge Bobcats and the 1 seed Carolina Thunderbirds. And an early save in the third for Boris Babick on the shot from Danny Martin. And now Wolf once again trying to spur something in his team, jawing with Roman Kramer. Volt did not play in the wild card game on Tuesday. He was reinserted into the lineup last night. Now he's back out there again tonight doing exactly that. Ford wins the draw into the corner. Joe Kennedy. Bringing behind his netminder, Danny Martin pressuring. Kennedy starts up the far side. Kennedy got around McHugh and chips it down below the goal line. Thunderbirds will get off for a change here, a quick shift. They're going to start things off just about 30 seconds for the first 5 in black. Here's Colgan. Dumps this one in. Bobcats getting a change. Babick settled it down. King shoveled it to Yuri Pastuka. A long pass finds Jan Salak across the blue line. Salak, he waits a shot. Blocked by Slagers. Goes off the high glass. Klinecki corrals the rebound. Stuka went down behind the play. Slagers across the blue line, trying to step his way through 3 black sweaters. And Panachic with a hand just knocks it back out. Another quick change. Carson Andrioli up the near side. A shot save by Babick. And he'll freeze with 18:43 remaining in the third. Shots were 15-10 in favor of Blue Ridge in that second period. Carolina was outshot 40-31 last night in Game 1, 15-5 in the third. Face off to the left of Babick. Nate Keeley wins the draw. James Farmer spins to the near wall. Goes to Nate Keeley. Across the blue line with Schnapp. Darts it to the far corner. Keeley plays the body. Schnapp to Baker. He'll chip it right down towards Matt Ernst once again. It's picked up behind the net, rattled out to the near post. Farmer holds it in. Schnapp quickly out to Baker at the top of the zone. Finds a cutting Keeley. A shot. That one. Want to hit iron. Kramer kept it in. Just off the bench. Kicked it to him. Kicked it coming over the blue line. Mercurio able to clear the zone. Kennedy chips it out to Ford. Daly got a touch to it as that one skipped on Gus Ford. There's over 2 minutes gone here in the third period. 4-1 lead here in game 2 for the Thunderbirds. White deflects this one in. So on Bresco. And Patrick Colgan feeds it near side. Radchenko lost it at his skates. Ford took it away. Slid it to White. Centering pass. Knocked free by Colgan. A shot. Deflected wide. Kennedy picks it up below the goal line. Angled off. Out to the point. Radchenko not able to keep it in. Knocked away. Now here's a 3-on-1 for Carolina. Ford sends it far post. White a shot. Sailed it high. Danny Martin now the other way. Working against Clay Keeley. He waits at the half wall, banks it off of the end boards. Elaine King. He takes it for the Thunderbirds. King in front of the benches. He'll bring it into the zone himself. Against Klenecki, who pokes it over to the near corner. Salak extends. He corrals. A backhand to Peter Vanacek. Over for Salak. Darting in. Trying to get a shot away out in front. Saved by Green. Rebound denied. Klenecki and Salak into the corner. A couple of good looks there for Jan Salak. Martin trying to clear. He can't get it past Pastuca. Second attempt he does. This one fired all the way down. It's going to be just wide of Boris Babik for an icing here with 16-19 remaining in the third.
Wow, 2 grade A saves from Green there. Salak doing a good job. Him and Panicek doing a nice little exchange on this near wall. Panicek coming up and Salak going down. They exchange, and Salak, using his massive frame, goes to the net, and Green able to make 2 really, really quality left pad saves there.
Green has been good. You wonder if he started this game.
No kidding.
What we might be looking at here. Nate Keeley wins the tryout to Gagnon. On the blue line, his shot saved by Green. They've changed some of the assists from the 4 goals for Carolina back in the first. Peter Vanacek has now been awarded an assist instead of James Farmer. Jordan Gagnon's also been awarded an assist instead of Jacob Schnapp. They've given assists to Nate Keeley and Boris Babik on John Batita's goal. Roman Kramer is added to Jordan Gagnon's goal, and Clay Keeley also gets an assist on the Peter Vanacek goal. Slagers in the corner. Nate Keeley closing on him quickly. It's chipped out to the top of the zone. Farmer just fed it across the blue line. Nicholas Stuckles takes it for Blue Ridge into the attacking zone. His centering feed deflected behind the net. Reller found it, fires it out. It's Slagers, top of the circles, is looking for a deflection at the near post, but Stuckles couldn't get a stick on it. Farmer closes down Klenecki. Ragdolls him down to the ice. Slagers' pass, he was looking for his intended target of Klenecki, but Batita intercepted and dumps it in. Thunderbirds and Bobcats both getting changes. Slagers, his second pass intercepted, that time by White. Cross ice to Kramer. A shot saved by Green. There are 15:23 remaining in the third. Connor Green almost single-handedly trying to keep the Bobcats in this one and potentially keep their season alive.
Yeah, Greener's doing his job, that's for sure. He's making some big saves here, especially the 2 back just a minute or so ago on Salak. High-quality saves, and Blue Ridge unable to really muster up any sort of transition or sustained chance, and Carolina's zone doing a really, really good job at closing them off and taking the pucks off of their stick.
Kramer scored from that angle last night in the first period. He beat Hussey. Daly steps in, he takes the draw, drops it back for Philip Levac. Looking for a long cross-ice pass intended for Mercurio. Gus Ford intercepted and flips it in. Out to the point. Kramer will let it trickle back to Gordon Whalen. Good to see him back out on the ice. Was put on the 30-day IR. First game for him since March 15th in Binghamton. That was the 1-0 loss for Carolina. And arguably the best game in the regular season in the FPHL. Comes Daly across the blue line. Fires it for Mercurio. His shot is standing. Backhand glove save by Babic. Volk came right out in front of him. And the Thunderbirds didn't like that. Blaine King took exception. And that'll send us to immediate timeout. Carolina 4-1 lead over Blue Ridge in the third. This is Thunderbirds hockey. .42 remains in the third period. Carolina 4-1 lead here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals over the Blue Ridge Bobcats. A win tonight, Carolina advances to the semifinals. If Blue Ridge can find a prayer here across the next 14-42, they have a chance to extend their season past tonight. Faceoff comes to the right of Boris Babic. Peter Banachik tumbling to the ice, wins it against Danny Martin. Here's Martin, though. Shot saved by Babic. Frantic in the corner over there. Martin, a pretty good look from just inside the far circle. Babic squares it up and makes the save. His 31st of the evening. Martin kicks the draw out to Radchenko, flips it back in, down below the goal. King battling against McHugh, went down to the ice, somehow got it, fires it out to Colgan. His shot saved by Babic. On the backhand again with the trapper.
And no rebound. That is so huge because Boris able to catch that in his glove there. That eliminates any sort of second chance, any more frantic stuff, any more Blue Ridge offense. It cuts it right there and eliminates it. And he's done such a good job of that tonight.
Nate Keeley wins the draw. Jordan Gagnon snaps it to the tape of Dawson Baker. Fired to Schnapp. Right back to Baker. It's loose in the slot. Schnapp will chase after it into the corner. Centered out in front. We had Baker and Keeley both in the area. It comes all the way back down for Gagnon to go corral. They have just over 4 minutes remaining in Athens. The River Dragons and Rock Lobsters tied up at 2. Nicholas Stuckless trying to chip it past Nate Keeley. He couldn't. It's sent all the way back down to Dennis Radchenko. The Binghamton Black Bears have swept the Watertown Wolves. They're the first team to the Commissioners Cup semifinals. 4-0 win for Binghamton at home at the red line. Brendan Reller down Broadway. A shot blocked by Whalen. Got it with the left shin pad as White flips it for Kramer to go run down. Klinecki got to it first, and Slager's pass, a tip banked out to the neutral zone. So Binghamton, the 1 seed in the Empire Division, they advance the 1 seed in the Continental, trying to move on to the semifinals as well here this evening in the same fashion. Joe Kennedy across the red line, feathers it backhanded. Klinecki takes it behind Connor Green, plays it up the far side. Justin Daly across the blue line. He scored last night, dropped it, a shot in the glove, saved by Babick. There at 12:44 remaining in the third.
Carolina doing a good job at keeping numbers back. 3-on-3 opportunity there, 3-on-3 situation rather, and Gus Ford being the high forward there, kind of comes back, stays on his guy Andrioli, and they'll give up shots from outside the top of the circles all night. You trust your goaltender, especially when you got a guy like 35 in there, and 72 for that matter, but we'll let them see those all day long if there's nobody in front.
Alex Sorjahan has just broken the tie in Athens. It's a 3-2 lead for the River Dragons over the Rock Lobsters. Less than 4 minutes to go in the third period. Jan Salak wins the draw. Michael Mercurio's backhand goes through the slot. Peter Vanacek will go and skate it down. He rattles it over to the far wall. Yuri Pestuka couldn't hang on to it. It's smacked back in. Lane King. And now bring it behind Boris Babick. Thunderbirds can't get out of the zone. Pestuka to Salak will though. Salak dumps it in. This one goes off the top of the glass, takes a trip across the top of the Dashers. Matt Ernst searching for the puck. Salak has it jammed at the kick plate. Under 12 to go here in the third period of game 2. Mercurio digs it out. Fired in the direction of Daly. It's going to go for an icing here with 11:43 remaining. A 4-1 lead for the Thunderbirds. They scored 4 in the first. Right now, looking like it might be enough. Faceoff comes to the left of Connor Green. Michael Mercurio wins the draw. Bobcats looking to get out of their zone with Philip Levac. Banks it off the far boards. Tip to Daly. The puck bounced on him. Gagnon knocked it up in the air. Daly, he waited for it to come down. Trying to skate past Gagnon. He can't. Matita knocks it off the helmet of Danny Martin. It goes over the glass. So now Gagnon and Danny Martin continue to chat. Face off to the right of Boris Babick, who saved 33 out of 34. It's a clean win by Martin. Colgan a one-timer right off of Kramer. It might have broken his stick. It did. Radchenko holds it in, flips it across the slot to the near corner. McHugh and Whalen go after it. Whalen a nice tap down below the goal. Joe Kennedy. Look for a saucer's deflected. It's White all alone. Lifted it high. Radchenko now looking to go the other way. Into the attacking zone. Radchenko's got goals in 2 games in the postseason. Throw it in front. Babick searching for it with the glove. Couldn't get it. The trapper over it. Kennedy and Wolf battling. Neither going for the puck. White will dummy it out to the neutral zone. Martin weaves his way right back in. Chips it along. Joe Kennedy, he takes it and flips it back in to Gus Ford. Lobs it out to center ice. Salak and Vol stepped into each other. Salak will take it. 10:20 to go here in the third period. Goes all the way back down on Babick. He parries it into the corner. Kennedy for Clay Keeley in the near corner. Bobcats hold it in. Breller jamming at it. So is Solak. A shot and a glove save by Babbitt going down to the splits. And he'll freeze here at 9:59 remaining in the third. Sends us to immediate timeout. 4-1 Thunderbirds. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Looking to exceed your real estate expectations? Meet Jennifer Sapp, passionate about real estate. Jennifer works with all clients because regardless of property value, every transaction is important to you, and that matters to her. She's been a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds, supporting the community she loves. A consistent top producer, she's been helping people buy and renovate homes into their dream spaces. Call 336-782-3148 or visit jennifersapp.allentate.com. For over 85 years, Mustin and Crutchfield has been more than just a local market. We've been a proud part of North Carolina's heritage. When our founders started in 1938, they sourced meats from local farmers and groceries from small companies. Finding a way to stay competitive in this market has been a challenge through the years. Luckily, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, and now we have close to 50 local vendors that we feature. We're proud to partner with the Carolina Thunderbirds as a local sponsor, celebrating community values both on and off the ice. Mustin and Crutchfield, your hometown local grocer.
At the Fairgrounds Arena, Carolina a 4-1 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Here in Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. Brendan Riley with you here, and Josh Keplinger with you here on Thunderbirds TV and on WTOB. Carolina trying to close out the Blue Ridge Bobcats. 9:59 remains in Blue Ridge's season, unless they can find at least 3. Peter Bonacek and Nicholas Stuckless for the draw. They're going to toss Stuckless out. Face off, one out to the point. Josh Slagers, his shot blocked by Solak. Karam's out to the neutral zone. Daniel Klenecki banks it up the far wall. Reller poked it out. Lane King dumps it right back in. 9:40 to go here in the third. Reller fires it in the direction of Andrioli. Thunderbirds looking to find one more here in this third period. It's brought to you by Culver's. Here's Solak. That one skipped high at him. Puck just rolled up the blade at the last second. A couple of chances to close the door for Carolina and put the nail in the coffin. They haven't been able to. Blue Ridge stays alive. Slagers at the red line. Dumped it in. Gagnon smacks it over to the near half wall. Rattles it to Schnapp. Just fed it out to the neutral zone. Blue Ridge right back in. Daly into the corner against Former. Gagnon sends it back in up the far wall. Keeley able to find it. Fired it to Schnapp and tips it in. We approach 8.5 to go here in the third period. Justin Daly back for Michael Mercurio. And Levac will hold. Up the near wall, McHugh into the attacking zone. Wolf held it in at the blue line. Returned to McHugh with some space. Centered it in front. A good poke by Whalen, and it goes out of play.
What a stick by Gordon Whalen there. A guy who hasn't played in about a month, making a phenomenal stick check there from a centering feed over to Danny Martin. Lefty on his one-timer side. That's a big-time stick by Gordon Whalen there. Prevents a goal.
Columbus has made it a 4-2 game. At the far dot, Danny Martin from his backside got it to Wolf. It's McHugh back to Martin, a one-timer. Deflected in the air, went over the net of Babbitt. Kramer trying to clear. He does. There's an empty netter for the River Dragons with 56 seconds remaining in the third. King dumps it in. Will we see the same Continental Division final for the third straight year? Danny Martin couldn't get past Jan Solak. Dennis Radchenko across the blue line. Radchenko on the forehand. His shot off of the stick of former Thunderbirds. Just fire it down ice. Puck bounces in on Babick. Comes free at the top of the circles. Ford will flip it for Farmer. 7 minutes to go here in the third period, and this one goes for icing. Face off to the right of Babick. Draw goes to the far half wall. Gagnon pins a man to the boards. Reller takes it away, sends it behind the net. Reller has it on the forehand. Poke checked away by Farmer. Hand goes up. There's going to be a penalty here. 6:50 remaining in the third period. It's a final from Athens. The Columbus River Dragons have eliminated the Athens Rock Lobsters in 3 games. A 4-2 final, as Gus Ford's going to go to the box for 2 minutes. And now the winner of this one will go on to see the Columbus River Dragons next week in the Commissioners Cup semifinals. Carolina to the penalty kill, which is brought to you by the law offices of Timothy Welburn. It's a holding call against Gus Ford, and Wojtek Zemlika is going to use his timeout here. He's got 6:50 left in his second season as head coach of the Bobcats, and he's going to use this timeout to see if he can change that here.
Yeah, I'd even be curious to see if he gets the netminder Green out too. I mean, you're down 3 goals. Now's your best chance. You got a power play. The only negative, the only downside of that is now you're giving Carolina a free empty net for clears to give yourself a 4-goal deficit. So maybe just draw something up here on your power play. Maybe get 1 or 2 options that involve a shot from somewhere dangerous with traffic at the net. So you might see Green stay put here to keep it 5-on-4, but an aggressive coach would maybe pull him to get a 2-man advantage, hound the puck, and stay in Carolina's zone for the whole 2 minutes here, see what happens.
We saw Steve Harrison last year pull his netminder with just about 5 minutes remaining against Columbus in a regular season game. Green is going to head back to the net. So we'll have 5-on-4 here. Blue Ridge is 1 for 1 on the power play tonight. They've now scored a power play goal in all 3 of their playoff games. Snot for the draw. It's won by Reller. Out to the point, Klinecki. He had the power play goal earlier. Sailed one high, went off of the back glass, and it's tapped back out. That one caromed hard off of where the 2 doors in the far corner converted as a piece of metal.
I have eyes on Pastuca. Must have got hit high with a stick or something. Went to the bench in a ton of pain.
Babick trying to do it himself. Mercurio kept it in at the point. His shot saved by Babick with 6:14 remaining in the third. Mercurio just lofting that in like he was about 15 yards off the green.
It was definitely coming down, wasn't it? Maybe a little backspin, a little check on that one from the blue line there. We don't have to get into it, but I played pretty well out there today, Brendan.
Been waiting for it. White wins the draw against Reller. Mercurio just keeps it in again. And Gagnon is clear, knocked out of the air by Klinecki. Solak sends it all the way down.
Great job by Zach White there on that penalty kill. Wins the draw, applies some pressure, forces Blue Ridge to go all the way back and set up 200 feet away.
Reller across the blue line. Down the near wall, gets it out to the point. It's Danny Martin. Vlasov. Now to Lavaca, shot punched away with the blocker by Babick and into the mesh. With 5:31 remaining in the third, Andrioli and Gagnon nose to nose. So the winner of this series goes to see the Columbus River Dragons. In the Commissioners Cup semifinals. Carolina beat them in 23, beat them last year. In one of the most dramatic fashions you can. Both those series went to game 3s. Carolina wins the draw. Yuri Pestuka back out on the ice. Looks like he has maybe some gauze or tape up his nose.
Coach Harry has total trust in him, puts him on the penalty kill. On forward or defense, doesn't matter, but trusts 24 completely on what he does. He's a grizzled veteran, been in the league a long time. He knows how to win hockey games.
Over 400 games in the FPHL for Yuri Pestuka, one of 6 to reach that feat. Carolina able to clear, under 5 to go here in the third period. Gus Ford getting ready to come out of the box. Here he comes. Carolina 1 for 2 on the penalty kill this evening. Justin Daly across the blue line. Chips it along. Gagnon got a piece of it as it trickles behind the net. Gagnon finds the loose puck. He'll start up the near side. It's Jordan Gagnon. Zipped it to Ford. Into the slot. Looked for a return fee. Gagnon was tied up with Lavac. Up the near side. Brezko a shot. Babick settles it down. He's content on covering. Here with 4:18 remaining in the third period. Carolina closing in on the semis, leading 4-1. We're back after this. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Whitey, what are you doing? We got to go. Dude, what do I do with my dog? Oh, just take him to the pet barn.
For reasonable prices on grooming, boarding, and dog daycare, choose the Pet Barn, located at 7844 Blues Creek Road in Blues Creek. The Pet Barn, proud partners of the Carolina Thunderbirds.
Get into the swing of things at Tee It Up Indoors. Offering 3 simulators, over 11,000 virtual courses, lessons, club fittings, and a variety of snacks and beverages, Tee It Up Indoors is the place to go and work on your game. Call us at 336-285-7823 or visit our website at teeitupindoors.net.
.418 remains in the third period in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Carolina 4-1 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats and 4:17 away from sweeping Blue Ridge to move on to the Commissioners Cup semifinals where the Columbus River Dragons await. Daniel Klinecki looking cross ice at the heel of Brandon Reller. Drops it back for Josh Slager's pass just out in front of Nicholas Stuckless. So he's going to travel down for an icing. Shots are 40-29 in favor of the Bobcats here tonight. Mario Cavalieri a night ago saved 38 out of 40. Boris Babick tonight has saved 39 out of 40. Face off to the left of Connor Green. Face-off goes to the far half wall. It's rattled around near side and shoveled out to the neutral zone. Nicholas Stuckless trying to get around Joe Kennedy. Couldn't, held it up at the blue line, though. Kramer taps it out to the neutral zone. Potential 2-on-1. Kolnecki able to get there, though. 3:37 remains in the third period. Slager's up the near wall. Knocked away. Ford fires it far side. Kennedy, a long pass for White. He'll just tip it in. Under 3.5 to go. Andrioli. Front of the penalty boxes in the ref's crease. That it knocked away. Bonacek will float it all the way down into the slot. Binghamton has advanced. They swept Watertown. Columbus just beat Athens in Athens in Game 3. Danbury and Port Huron tied up at 2 there in Game 2. Port Huron leading that series. Carolina 250 away from the semifinals. Here's a shot saved by Babick as Mercurio had to look from the near dot.
.35 has been on his game tonight, Brendan. He has looked so solid. I don't even remember a chance on net where he gave up a rebound, to be honest. Everything's been smothered. Really, really quality goaltending tonight from 35, and he's 2:45 away from getting his team into the semifinals.
Looks like they're going to have to do some ice maintenance, but Cavalieri and Babick, both terrific during the regular season. They allowed only 127 goals this year, the fewest in the league, and the lowest total for the franchise since the 2018-19 season. Babick finished the regular season with the highest save percentage in the FPHL with a .930. Cavalieri's 6 shutouts led the league, while both finished in the top 5 in goals against.
Yeah, pretty special, man. Pretty special to have a tandem like that. Both guys are A1 anywhere else in this league, and what a privilege it is for Coach Harry to have both guys.
Another save by Babick there off of the draw at the point. Ernst, his shot save, rebound loose, and flip back out to the neutral zone. Vlasov right back in, 2.5 to go. Look for Daly just entering. He's out in front. Matt Ernst at the red line. Rattle this one around. Karams off of a stanchion and back over the near wall. Chipped out in the direction of Ernst. Nate Keeley pokes it free. Extends the left arm. Knocks it out in front of the benches where Schnapna tries to chip it along a back tap. Finds Petita. He lost an edge. Goes right into the midsection of the linesman. Under 2 to go here in the third period. Out in front, Ernst lost an edge as it sent into the near corner. Carolina, 1:42 away. They're advancing to their 3rd straight Continental Division final against a very familiar foe and the Columbus River Dragons. Ernst in the far corner, Kramer battling behind the cage now. White fires it in the direction of Ford. It's chopped near side. Kramer will cycle it around. Ernst behind the net. Fires it far side. This Blue Ridge Bobcats side in their 2nd season were impressive. As McHugh went down. Gagnon rattles it over near side. Gave Carolina everything they could ask for in the regular season. But the Thunderbirds, with their experience, the veterans, just too much for a Blue Ridge Bobcats side in their first ever playoffs. Gagnon out to White. Knocked around. It's picked up by the Bobcats. A quick shot, didn't get all the way through. 35 to go in the third. The crowd comes to their feet as they're going to be seeing their Thunderbirds, seeing the Columbus River Dragons for the 3rd straight year in the Continental Division Final. Bonacek here at 14. They haven't swept a team in 2 years. And here in the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals, the Carolina Thunderbirds sweep the Blue Ridge Bobcats with a 4-1 victory. And now move on to the Continental Division Final to see the Columbus River Dragons starting on Wednesday in Columbus. Carolina knocks out the number 4 seed Blue Ridge Bobcats. And we'll move on. As much as things change, they always seem the same. And we get to see Carolina and Columbus yet another time.
Yeah, we are just getting started, man. It's a long road. And some roads are bumpier than others. Some roads can be smooth, but you know what? This team's seen adversity this year. They've gotten real hot at times, and they've set themselves up for another classic rematch against a very familiar team and a team they've been able to have some success against in recent years, and a team that wants some retribution for what's gone on the past couple as well.
Carolina lost Game 1 in Columbus 2 years ago. They won the next 2. Josh, you were a part of those games?
Yeah.
To advance to see Danbury last year. Carolina losing at home in Game 1 and going to Columbus, winning in in overtime in Game 2. They won in double overtime in Game 3. And now the Thunderbirds and River Dragons, because it was always going to be. Carolina sweeps the Blue Ridge Bobcats here tonight with a 4-1 victory here in Game 2 of the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. The handshakes continue on. A hard-fought season for the Blue Ridge Bobcats, from one of the worst teams in the league in their first season to the 4 seed in the Continental Division this year. A lot to hang their hat on for the team from Whiteville. But Carolina would not be defeated here this weekend. And we got a lot to get to on Thunderbirds postgame, which starts after this. This is Thunderbirds hockey.
Gwyn Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwyn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwyn Services. One call does it all.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive, or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Carolina Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
The Thunderbirds sweep Blue Ridge with a Game 2 victory tonight and a 4-1 decision. Brendan Riley and Josh Keplinger with you here on Carolina Thunderbirds TV and on WTOB. Josh, Carolina came out the gate tonight, put up 4. It was enough this evening.
Yeah, I mean, it was a complete 60 minutes, and they jumped on them early, and that's what you have to do against a team with their back against the wall like this Blue Ridge team. I mean, they've proven this year that they can come in here and do some damage, right? Like, they've had some success in this building, and they've taken it to Carolina a decent amount in this building. But credit to Carolina, man. I mean, they were smothering on the defensive side, and all they needed was probably 2 tonight, and they got 2 more quickly after and made it 4, and it's just insurmountable against a team like this. And this guy was a big reason why, number 35, exceptional tonight on a really good run. And they have both goalies kicking better than ever this year, and Cavallari and Babic. So they need to keep that rolling, and boy, are they seeing a team that's going to test them for sure this upcoming week.
Carolina now moves on to see the Columbus River Dragons coming up in the Continental Division Final. Boris Babic tonight saves 43 out of 44 shots. He's a big part of Carolina moving on to the Continental Division Final. Tonight, Carolina really got scoring from everywhere. Nate Keeley opened the scoring. John Batista, Jordan Gagnon, Peter Panachik all found the back of the net. Boris Babic also had an assist this evening. Roman Kramer, an assist.
And a penalty.
And a penalty as well. But tonight, Carolina just too good. This weekend, they were too good here against the Blue Ridge Bobcats, whose season comes to an end here in the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Josh, a team that gave Carolina issues, but here this weekend, it was the experience and the veterans on the Thunderbirds that were just too good.
Those are the X factors when it comes to crunch time like this, man. If you have a team that is a veteran group, a team that knows how to win, a team that's proven that they know how to win, that's such an advantage. And against a team like Blue Ridge, they didn't make the playoffs last year. They do have some playoff experience on that squad, but together as a group, maybe not so much. And this Carolina team knows how to win. They proved that tonight. They proved it last night. They jumped on them early. They cut their will, and they kind of coasted to the finish line after the first 20 minutes. But they did it the right way. You know, they didn't take chances. They didn't give Blue Ridge anything in the last about 35 minutes or so. Kept them to the outside. Boris Babic saved everything he could. And this Carolina team is rolling into the semifinals.
They roll into the semifinals coming up starting on Wednesday at 7:30 down at the Columbus Civic Center. Game 2 will be 7:30 back here in Winston-Salem on Friday. They, if necessary, Game 3, 6:05 next Saturday. Running to our final timeout of the evening. Carolina moves on to the semis. We're back after this. This is Thunderbirds Hockey.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
Cupcakes is once again a proud sponsor of the 24-25 Carolina Thunderbirds. And just like the Birds, they are a true fan favorite. Weddings, events, corporate, and more. Ava's Cupcakes help you score and score. When the Birds are playing either home or away, stop by Ava's and make your day. Win or lose, you'll cheer the same. Ava's treats will sweeten every game.
This evening, Carolina sweeps the Blue Ridge Bobcats in the Commissioners Cup Quarterfinals. Won last night 5-2 up in Whittville. Tonight they won 4-1 here on home ice. And now get ready to see the Columbus River Dragons coming up this week in the Continental Division Final for the third straight year. Brendan Riley and Josh Keplinger with you. Josh, here we go. A lot of people thought maybe at the beginning of this year that you might be seeing Athens and Columbus in the Continental Division Final, with Athens coming in, all the star power and talent that they had coming in their inaugural season. On the other side, Columbus, they were the best team in the regular season last year. You guys obviously went in there and proved that wrong in the Continental Division Final last year. But now this Columbus side, I feel like that a lot of people kind of overlooked it, and they're a little bit of an afterthought about midway through the season. So this Columbus team, they have a lot of firepower, and look what they just did down in Athens. They were able to beat Athens in Game 1 on Wednesday, lost last night, but tonight they come from behind and score 4 unanswered to win that series.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, this is a team that you might say underperformed this year with all the skill and all the talent that they have. Obviously, we know that organization very well. They always put a very, very good product on the ice, and a team that contends every year, even going all the way back to the COVID season where they won the Ignite Cup back in 2021 and 22 season. But you know what? This team is so resilient that they're playing, and do we know that better than anybody else? They're a team that likes to jump on you. They attack, they defend. They do everything, man. They have goaltending. So this is going to be another battle for the ages, like it always is. It's a series that no one thinks is going to wrap up in 2. It's going to go 3, and you know what? I mean, shoot, it's 2 really, really quality hockey teams going against each other, and a lot of history and a lot of scar tissue, and I mean, it's just everything you want the sport to be, man. Like this is the time of the year that's so much fun, and I always relish these games and these opportunities to play when it matters the most, and this Thunderbirds team is well equipped more than ever to do it again.
Carolina has beaten Columbus in each of the last 2 postseasons, lost Game 1 in each of the 2 series, won the next 2, and now the third chapter in the storied rivalry between Carolina and Columbus comes your way starting on Wednesday night. 7:30 puck drop from the Columbus Civic Center. Pregame coverage will start at 7 p.m. right here on Carolina Thunderbirds TV and on WTOB. Game 2 is Friday at 7:30 here at the Fairgrounds Arena. Game 3, if necessary, next Saturday, a 6:05 puck drop here from Winston-Salem. Josh, any final thoughts before we leave here tonight?
It's going to be an all-out war now, and doesn't matter who's on the other side or what the situation is. You know it's do or die at this point, and you made it this far. So it's all eyes on the future here and Wednesday night.
Thunderbirds sweep the Blue Ridge Bobcats out of the Commissioners Cup playoffs with a 4-1 victory tonight and get set for the Columbus River Dragons starting on Wednesday. For Tyler Bird and Luke Fellner, and for my broadcast partner, Josh Keplinger, I'm Brendan Riley saying so long from the Fairgrounds Arena. Carolina and Columbus starting on Wednesday at the Columbus Civic Center. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. Have a very happy Easter, and we'll talk to you coming up this week for the Continental Division Final.